who the fuck would actually goddamn like just say, hey, you know what? We want to make a computer that's gonna allow niggas to goddamn go in that bitch and pretty much figure out what we built this bitch with, so they can go take other things and develop the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
That's why so many niggas used to jailbreak everything though. So
exactly. Like, nigga, you got a jailbreak. Fuck that. You got a jailbreak these days.
yeah,
And you see, they took that shit away because they like, hey, fuck that, nigga. You can't be goddamn. You can't be just getting our phone and goddamn putting a Jordan symbol on this bitch and you ain't pay 99 cents, bitch. Fuck this. You know what? If you did this, you got to stop it. We stopping this shit.
yeah, that was the first thing I learned when I went up there in the coding classes. They ain't teach you that in the class, but all the dudes that was outside, they was like, "Yo, let me show you how to make your." At the time, we had those little the iPods,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the touchscreen joints. Let me show you how to put Mario on there, and they jailbroke and they put an emulator on there. That joint was fly. I was like, "Oh, okay, I see how y'all moving out there." So,
Yeah, see, this is how we starting off. I like how we starting off. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You know, hey, guess what? We finally back. Yeah, bitches, I'm finally back. COVID, it has stopped shit. Well, it didn't stop shit in my life, but it stopped business because I don't be in all you motherfuckers' faces, and you know, I don't know what you motherfuckers got. So I don't like being in people's face like that. But I'm only back because it just feels right, and goddamn, these conversations I'm about to start having, they're gonna be well needed, especially for the community. You know, definitely for the community. Goddamn. So you already know Big Glow in this bitch. You know, Luke Jones, your man, it's Big Glow Podcast. We back 2K21. Man, just living life, just living good. I got a special guest. Hey, fuck James St. Patrick. I got the real ghost in this bitch. Before it was James St. Patrick, goddamn, it was my nigga, the real ghost. I got the real ghost in here, ladies and gentlemen. I got my nigga goddamn. This man when I talk about, bruh, so goddamn smart and low key with the shit. Like, we didn't even know. He was really like Manny Fresh before he was Ghost. Cause like, he was always on his shit, but he was just kind of off from everybody else, but on his shit at all times. You know, and this shit just so crazy. And we just be having like conversations and shit on Facebook and shit, and niggas be thinking I'm crazy, but I'm really not crazy. I really see a side view. So like, you know, I just said I had to hit my mans. I told him, hey, fuck it, I'm pulling up, and this time we gonna goddamn get in the pod. Man, y'all, hey, just know my nigga Ghost was with me. Y'all don't even know his real name because he got a real high techie tech job, and them crackers gonna be goddamn paying attention. So, you know, at all times we gotta keep hide identities.
yeah.
But just know this is an intelligent brother, a real intelligent brother. Man, how you been, man?
It's good, man. Working from home, it's a good thing.
Ain't that working from home shit love, my
I
nigga?
love it. I love it.
Bruh, niggas do not understand that working from home shit. That shit feel like say you, it's like corporate trapping, my nigga. Like you literally, well, I mean, you on other. I don't give a fuck. Other niggas on other niggas' time. If you get the pack, if you getting shit, goddamn, how can I say, middleman to you, you on another nigga's time. I don't give a fuck what you say. You can feel like you a boss, but you on another nigga's time.
All day, every day.
Because eventually he gonna want his money. Goddamn, he gonna want his bread. Goddamn, you know, so like this shit really been cool. I just don't know if this is gonna be the new norm.
I think they're trying to make it the new norm. Because you know they see themselves saving a lot of money. Like with me, if we're not going in the office, you know, you saving money on lights, seating. You ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. So they ain't got to worry about no overhead costs. So if they can figure out how to make this new norm, they're gonna be happy with that.
And see, that's what my mans was telling me at my job and shit. They was like, cause they really just try to like start this, you know, work from home job shit when the COVID came in and shit. So niggas was like, it's a great chance that they might just keep us where we at.
Yeah.
And just kind of, you know, with the building, they can hire more people though. It allows them to hire more people. Cause now I feel like it's companies that probably didn't know, like, hey, can this job do if we send it home or not?
Yeah.
You know, we can do it if a couple people go home in the system, but can we do it with a mask? And now they found out, hey, everybody can do this shit from the house. They're like, hey, why are we spending money on buildings?
You throw them in the water and make them swim. That's what they did. They had
Exactly. They had to learn. They had to adapt though.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'm saying, I feel like working from home, I love working from home. I got them get a chief. I get to eat Fruit Loops. I get to watch YouTube in between calls and shit. And like niggas baby ain't got that job where like, okay, I'm in the systems and I'm just doing shit for 8 hours out of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I would get so much shit done if I didn't have to talk to people for 8 hours out of the day. If they just cut that part out the job, bro, I'm trying to tell you, I would.
I need that part. Meetings for the sake of meetings, just so they know that I'm actually out there working, doing something. So it's just a way to show your face without actually showing your face.
Exactly, but I'm talking about like the talking to the customers because I do the customer service shit. So like
Mm-hmm.
talking to the customers be like it's not a bad thing, but talking to the motherfuckers for 8 hours a day when I might could be sitting there on the system, got them typing, and then got them all right, look over here, got them NFL going on, got that going on, could do some bets over here or something like.
Oh yeah,
I could be multitasking,
all day. Yeah.
not talking to these niggas about their problems that I don't give a fuck about.
Hey, as long as you working though,
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's
we
all that
got.
matters.
Oh, that's a must. I
Getting
don't
those
give a
checks.
fuck. I don't care if I was working with a scammer, goddamn, in the computer room for 8 hours a day, bitch. I'm gonna find something to do. If we gotta pick cans up for 8 hours out a day and figure out what we're gonna do, we gotta figure it out at all times. Like, man, but I feel like, all right, so check it. That's what I feel like is kind of wrong with Black America. I feel like a pride is so fucking big that we rather go trade our fucking time for other people instead of kind of just figuring out what to do.
Yeah, it's that's the easy way out for us. You can go work with somebody else who already got everything set up, so we ain't got to do no thinking. It's just go in there, handle what you got to do, and collect somebody else's money. So that's the tough part, you know, for a lot of us, trying to figure out how to handle that and create our own shit.
Well, no, I'm saying, all right, so check it. I always understand this. Everybody's not a boss. Everybody, it's gonna have to be workers. You feel me?
Yeah,
But like, I feel like it's too many workers in other ethnic groups. Other ethnic groups. How can I say organizations and Fortune 500s.
my granddad used to call it too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Right.
We just all the Indians right now.
Right.
We
That's
doing all the
facts.
work.
That's facts. That's facts. I could definitely vouch for that. Cause like it just don't be seeming right. And I mean like people be saying, hey, like the odds is against us. I don't be saying that the odds are not against us. But at certain points, we gotta understand that I feel like if we don't make our own banks, if we don't make our own, institutions, like our own hedge fund groups and things like that,
Hmm.
how the fuck can we have the investors invest in the next of tomorrow? You feel me?
Yeah. So, in my opinion, what a lot of people like to disagree with, America, like to say the system is broken. The system works exactly how it was designed to
Exactly.
work. From the jail system, the banking institutions, all of those things work exactly how it's supposed to work. So you're right. We have to learn how to create our own shit, and fund our own shit. But you know, it- the example I used to give, or I do give my daughter, it's like Monopoly. Everybody starts at go. Um, you go around, you collect the properties. The problem is, black people started at go after everyone else had already went around, and all the properties were already bought.
That's true.
So,
That's very true.
it's just you have to figure out how to get around that board, letting know other people's shit, and then make your own.
But all right, so check it. I feel like how can I say this? Let's think about it. How many black banks are actually like advertised that you know of?
Yeah, I try to go with a black bank, mechanics and pharmacists. It's actually up there in Durham.
Okay.
Um, but the problem was we down here in Fayetteville. I can't get access to my money.
Exactly.
So that's
It makes it hard. You feel me?
yeah,
And see, like, how can I say? So, and it's not even that. It's the fact that, all right, so if you have a branch here in Durham, but you realize, like, hey, we have a lot of, like, it's just, I feel like it's doing the stats to it. You feel me? Like, hey, the demographics. Like, hey, we have a lot of people that's from here that come here just to bank with us.
hmm
So we might need to put a branch here
yeah,
and add another, you feel me?
yeah.
And I feel like they just don't want to take the money from that branch that they're making so much money from off the interest just to put it into another branch that's going to have to move money.
Well, black bankers and stuff like that, sometimes they can't expand as fast as other people, because they don't get the backing from the government that they would normally get. So, um, I'm not so sure if they don't have those ambitions as far as are they able to actually execute on that.
But are they reaching out to blacks and minorities to actually, grow those things just like a Wells Fargo did, a Bank of America, like the credit unions do? You feel me? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, reaching out to, you got to be careful with that because it's a landmine. You can't offend. As much as we want to be like I'm black and I'm proud. You know, that might rub some people the wrong way. You're reaching out to black customers, and saying, "Hey, come bank with us."
but
That's
what's wrong with that? Like, I mean, eventually, like, I'm saying, like, it's not smacking in your face, but if they sit here telling us that we need our own shit, then I feel like eventually we gotta say, hey, like, hey, we want you and you only. We're just, it's nothing against anybody else, but hey, we're trying to do a bigger thing here.
Yeah, but think about that though. You're shrinking your pool. You're shrinking your pool of customers when you do that. You gotta realize who has the majority of the money. Yeah, I love black people and I want black money, but money's green. I want everybody. I want the green money to help me grow. Then I can help other black people.
Well, right, but that's what I'm saying. Even taking those same dollars, you feel me? Because really, banks when they give loans out, homeowners and things like that, you feel me? It's just to kind of try to give us another avenue. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That we could actually use and go to instead of the actual norm, where we know our credit got to be superb. We got to goddamn have no negative anything. We probably gonna have to still have a high down payment.
Yeah.
Like you feel me? Like where some of the odds are stacked against us, at least we might have a level playing field.
Well, that's a double-edged sword too because you can't say, "Hey, I want black people, but I don't want them to have the same standards." Because as well as I do, black people will fuck you if they can.
Oh yeah, they definitely gonna
so,
do that. They definitely gonna do
so
that.
I mean, that's I know there's a lot of black people out there trying to get out there and get it, and hustle and do what they need to do, and they just need somebody to help finance it. But you got to also make sure, if I give you this loan, let me make sure you can pay that shit back.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, so I mean, I
That's
understand them
facts.
making sure, especially when you just starting out trying to figure out how to grow.
Right,
You got to make sure that I'm borrowing this money. I'm gonna get this money back with interest because I got other business I need to
right,
take care of.
right, right,
So
right. I mean, I just feel like we just need avenues because I feel like how can I say niggas is walking to the bank, getting turned around, and then your man's might walk in there and he walking out with what he need. You feel me? Like
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. So I know this sound crazy, but I know a scammer nigga, right? So this I'm gonna show you how shit is so crazy. So the same dude, the nigga was like, "Hey, I used to try to use this nigga name, and I couldn't get shit with it.
hmm
Couldn't get nothing. Goddamn, I tried. And then he was like, niggas was trying to do the what was it, the EDIL loan, EIDL loan back when was it the Corona first hit and shit. The loans, the stimulus loans they was getting out for small business.
oh yeah, I don't remember them. I
Okay, so
remember what
yeah,
them one was. I know what you're talking about
all
though.
right, so yeah, the nigga used that. So bet check it. Then everybody was telling. He said, man, everybody was saying the nigga credit history because he like I tried on 5 different things, easy shit that should fly through. He said that shit ain't work. He was like, so it came to that. He was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. So he said, I tried 3 people's shit. He said everybody people was black. He said this one nigga here was like his last name was like Muslim or something. Like start with a Q or something. You feel me?
Yeah,
He said everybody's shit came back bad. This nigga shit came back with like a 200 something thousand approved small business loan.
and that's because his name was
It
different.
had to be because think about it. He said with this nigga name, he got declined for everything because of credit history and everything. You feel me?
hmm
So the scam nigga was my man's was like, bro, how this nigga shit couldn't even give me a simple disc card. You feel me? The
Yeah,
apartment card, but the small business loan, like, hey, nigga, we'll give you $200,000. You feel me?
yeah,
Like, you feel me? And that was like when he said that shit to me, I automatically thinking like, nigga, because I'm looking at the dude last name and shit. I'm like, because this nigga look like he owned a couple tobacco shops. His
yeah.
name like, you feel me? Like, I'm like, yeah, nigga, this shit. Nah, I don't want to say it's rigged, but
It's rigged. I mean, go back and look at Wells Fargo. Them motherfuckers shit black people left and
and
right.
right, bro, they do.
And it's proven time and time again that they ain't want to give black people loans, so they charging you higher interest rates on your mortgages. All that shit is proven with Wells Fargo. and they still there. Black people still banking with them.
Facts. That's facts. Hey, all my niggas, shout out all my niggas swiping and scamming off of Wells Fargo. Keep doing that until you put them niggas out of business, B. Fuck that. The feds got to back everybody's money anyway, so put them niggas in the hole. Keep swiping, keep taking all their ATMs out, keep cleaning them. Them and Bank of America, because Bank of America don't give a fuck about black people either.
Hey, I bank with Bank of America.
Hey,
I hate them motherfuckers.
see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what's so crazy? Like, why do we like banks? Really sit here and think about why do we even want them? The only reason why we want banks is because we want to build up an establishment because niggas gonna want to buy a house eventually. It's all for paper. It's all for show, really, what a bank account is.
Yeah, yeah. So bank accounts is, I mean, they're important. You know, it's the easiest way. Niggas out here robbing and stealing. You can't take no money out of the
Can't
damn
tell you
bank.
exactly.
If you do, they replace that shit. So
So it's like a safe place, but what they doing is taking the interest on your ass and pretty much making bread off of it. And like this one nigga was saying, you got them put $100,000 in there, and they put so much percentage on it. So boom, they done flipped it, done gave somebody a loan and a mortgage, and they done doubled up the money, and you didn't get nothing off of it, and they used your bread to finance that shit.
yeah, why it's sitting there?
That's why Bandman Kevo was like, the nigga Bandman Kevo was like, nigga, why you think a bank, you walk in there and you be like, hey, I need 20 G's out. And bank be like, oh, bitch, you didn't call us and let us know that you needed this money. Hey, nigga, we don't got 20,000 just to give you right now. Like, we have to call and get approvals for this shit. Nigga, it's my money. How do you have to give me an approval to get my money?
Yeah.
Because what are you niggas, that means what are you niggas doing with my money to get an approval? If you didn't get approval from me, who the fuck is he? He's not. This nigga got, who is he holding my money?
Yeah.
Like, this nigga don't got to sign off on shit. If anything, I'm about to go back there and slap his ass and say, hey, where am I got them 20 grand at? And I need it now.
America is made for pimps. That's all it is.
It is.
It's getting pimped. You're going to get pimped at some point in time. You just got to figure out how to stop being the hoe and become the pimp. That's all it is, man.
The shit is so amazing, though. Like, to even believe that a motherfucker could believe that, hey, America ain't like this, and this is just the greatest fucking country ever created on the face of this planet. I'm like, hey, my nigga, what world did you wake up in?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. It's like politics. All right, so check this out. Fuck this, cause we about to really get this. Cause people think I'm fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. People think I'm out my goddamn mind.
Sometimes I'm one of those people that think you
crazy. I know you are, but listen to what I'm about to say to you, man. You gotta feel me. I do understand everything that y'all be saying. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I don't be saying that Trump was the greatest fucking president in the face of this planet.
He's the worst.
But he's not the worst. He's the worst. Listen what I'm going to say. He's the worst politically. You feel me? Mm-hmm. He's not a politician by far. But when it comes to business,
he's terrible at that.
He wasn't, though. He really wasn't.
Let me tell you. I know lawyers who used to work for Trump. And they tell you that he's one of the worst businessmen that you can ever come across. You know what Trump did that was very important, what he's good at? He's good at making himself look good. I can guarantee you Trump is not a billionaire. That's the reason why he wanted all this shit done the way it was done. So he can try to figure out how to make some of his assets grow. So, for example, like those golf courses and all the other none of that shit he owns. That shit is just in his name. They use his name as a marketing tool. So it's like you can come stay at the Trump Hotel. I ain't gotta worry about making sure these rooms are filled or none of that other shit like that.
Yeah.
Only thing I gotta make sure is that, using my name, they gonna give me 5% just for my name. Outside of that, after that 5%, I ain't got shit else to do with that project. So that's what he's good at. He's good at way back when he was on wrestling and, appearing in Home Alone, making him a name for himself. That's just what he is. He was known for being rich. After that first project that he did, where I think I forget the name of the first hotel he built. Everything after that, it sunk left and right. And what he did, just so you know, only thing dude did was turn around and bankrupt every company. So let's say he bought a business and it didn't work out for him. He'll just basically bankrupt it, take all the assets out of it, and then put it up for sale.
To another business, yeah.
So all those people losing their jobs and everything, he got all this debt, but the government is covering it.
But what I'm saying is he's not good. What I'm saying was he was good for business. I'm not talking about his own personal businesses. Yeah. I be talking about American business. You feel me? It's certain things that he did as far as like overseas jobs and certain things like that. That
Where?
like, all right, so check it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Spectrum is a real good charter. They're a real good example. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And like my people, when I started working, my what was it, trainer turned me on to this. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They used to have overseas contracts, but because Trump had put in what a team. And it's another thing people say. I say Trump, but I'm talking about his team. Because I'm gonna keep it hot with you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you who really I think the goddamn head man. Pence. Pence to me is just.
Pence was as dumb as they come, dude.
But he is. But
He's as dumb
understand
as
this
they come.
though. He is though. But when the actual like when it's time to go overseas and shit like that, the real nigga, the Chinaman go look in the face that need that serious looking American and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I felt like Pence was for. Cause you looking at Pence, he might be dumb, but he.
That's not what they use Pence for.
Like,
They use Pence for one thing in particular, and that's to get the Christian vote. Everything outside of that, you
so he's
never
a big
heard.
Christian.
That's what he was there for. So he was the I can't remember if he was. I think he was the governor of Indiana, and he was so far right, especially on I think abortion. So that was the big thing for him is if we can get the Christian vote, all these evangelists and all that,
Yeah,
we good to go. And that's what they use Pence for, because you notice he almost never
he never
opened his
talks. He
mouth.
don't talk at all.
He didn't need to. He did what he was there for. So who ran over there across seas? Um, Jared Kushner, Stephen Miller, all those people
Yeah.
who Trump had, his lawyers and stuff. He just made backroom deals. So I'll give you an example, like those jobs that you're talking about. He created when
Well, no,
by
see, I'm not even. He didn't create them. He
Mhm.
brought them back. You feel me? So, like with Charlem, you feel me? They had outsourced. You feel me? Outsourcing with even customer service and shit. You
Mhm.
feel me? Because it was. I forgot one of the laws that the team passed and shit. You feel me? That said, hey, if you're gonna stay over there or outsource over there, you're gonna pay higher taxes,
Yeah,
or you're gonna bring your fucking jobs back to America.
and it was killing jobs. That shit
But
was
it brought
killing jobs.
they looked at them. It actually brought jobs back because a lot of companies that wasn't willing to like kill certain industries. You feel me?
Kill
Because
industries, yeah.
so check it. Like the consumer, you feel me? The manufacturer. You know why? You know why they don't give a fuck about actually. I feel like they don't give a fuck anyway. Is because they still gonna pay India and China. They still gonna pay that cheaper labor,
Hmm.
and the only thing they gonna do is just raise up the price on the actual product.
Yeah,
So they didn't give a fuck. You feel me?
yeah,
But in other industries, it did like customer service, things like that. That people was like, I'm tired of talking to like telecommunications and shit. You feel me?
yeah.
Like people are like, I'm tired of talking to an overseas person and shit like that.
Hmm.
It made those companies say, hey, we not about to pay that tax and pay that outsourcing fee. Fuck it, we just gonna have to hire more. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a
So
good
that's what
point.
I'm saying. That's why I say it didn't create, but it brought a lot of jobs back that needed to come. That Obama and them, you feel me? That either other presidents, even Bush and them wouldn't do. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. It brought certain jobs back in certain industries that
I I can I can both agree and disagree with that because even if it did bring jobs back, I need to see the numbers of how many jobs. Because, like you said, that's a good point with the telecommunications industry. But you still have the counter to that, which is all these manufacturing
But
companies
see,
that.
that's the problem. But see, that's what I say as far as we're always going to have an issue with that anyway because we're too in bed with China. You feel me?
No, we just simply can't compete with child labor,
No,
things like
but
that.
that's what I'm saying because we're too in bed with China. That's what I'm saying by
That's
that.
that's not being in bed with China.
But no, what I'm saying, but
That's
what,
having standards
no,
and
but what I'm saying
morals.
is when we're in bed with them, like boom, we know if we could bring these jobs back to America and to say made from USA, right? But because we're so into what they see and what they're doing, you feel me? Mass producing child labor laws, and we can't do that over here. We gonna say fuck it. We gonna let them pay them extra higher taxes. You feel me?
Hmm.
And we just gonna ride it out. But instead of the PlayStation costing 300 this time, that bitch gonna cost 5.
Yeah,
You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I mean by we in bed with them because we see what they doing with their own products and with their own laws. You feel me? They're lenient, but we can't actually do that because of morals.
but like I said, everything is a double-edged sword.
It
So,
is
for example, you go to China right now. Before all this coronavirus shit broke out, they were already walking around with masks on
exactly.
because there's so much smoke and
And radiation
smog
and
and
shit going on
all
over
that
there.
shit in the air because there is no regulations on how much smoke shit you can put out
Yeah, that's true.
and stuff like that. So I mean, there's a reason we have things set up the way we do. It's just making sure, like that dumb shit Trump did, where he was rolling back all the all the regulations Obama had put into place for, environment, the
Yeah.
solar wind, and all this
Yeah.
other shit he
Yeah.
was doing. So I mean, I understand it. I understand business real well, but niggas ain't going to go work to make iPads and shit like
And
that
that's
for
what I'm saying.
$10 a year.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can I say? That's how I knew it was to a certain extent of jobs that jobs he brought back from overseas. You feel me? I always knew it wasn't manufacturing. That's what I always tell people. I'm not talking about certain industries. You feel me? Not like the main industries. You feel me? It's like other things. Like manufacturing is the number one thing. Freight goes in and out at around the fucking clock, 24/7, 365. You feel me?
hmm
So until shit starts saying made in USA, like even TVs, your iPads, your games, everything like that. You feel me? Until those things start saying made in USA, I'm never gonna feel like any president has any control over that. You feel me?
yeah. So you ever watch Shark Tank?
Yeah, I love Shark Tank.
There was a dude on there. He was actually from North Carolina, and he had some product. I think it was some kind of rack to go on your truck
Hmm.
that you can just fold down. And they was like, all right, we need to figure out how to create this cheaper. He was like, all right, we can create it cheaper as long as it's made in the USA. He had to end up walking away from any deal they put on the
Because
table
he wanted to
because
do it. It wasn't made in
it
USA.
wasn't made in the USA, so they couldn't get the price
And
lower.
that's what I'm saying.
You know how many jobs that dude lost?
Exactly.
So, I mean, of course he's trying to, I created 10 jobs in America,
But
but
it's not that way. Like, I'm be honest, I'm telling you, when I go on the wholesaler sites, a lot of these niggas that had the better price is from overseas. Like, it's just no way around it.
let's go back to your point, though. He created jobs in telecommunications. But what about the farmers that he killed? And what about, like, because he had, like, the steel industry. And I told my wife that. I was like, I saw that shit before it happened, the whole steel industry thing. Because what he did, he was like, well, we're going to raise the price on steel that ships from
Hmm.
China. Well, where did we get our steel from? It wasn't America, it was Russia.
Yeah.
Why? Because one of the dudes from Russia had donated to his thing. So, in return, because Trump, before, like I said,
He gonna do business
his whole
regardless.
thing was getting in office was, yo, I got to pay back some of this damn debt because Trump is not a billionaire. Not 100 billionaire like
Yeah.
we like to think.
Yeah. He know he's not. He in a lot of debt.
No, he has money that he's trying to figure out how to make, and he has a lot of debt that he needs to pay off.
And
So
from other countries and
that's
things.
what he did. He was trying to figure out how to get some of those damn Russian steel makers some more jobs, you
Yeah.
know, so that he can pay back some of that debt.
But see, I had already thought about that. That's why he ran for president anyway. You feel me?
Yeah,
Because think about how much money you save. Because as a president, you don't really spend money because everything's already pretty much paid for. Everything's pretty much given to you. You feel me?
not money he saved. Look how much money he kicked back. How much tax dollars he kicked back to his own. Every weekend he going to the Mar-a-Lago so he can
Yeah.
go golfing, and he making sure he bring everybody with him
Yeah,
on
that's
Air Force
facts.
One and everybody else so they can pay for their own shit.
That's facts.
So I mean, he was making money off of us. That's just why I mean I saw
But
all that shit, and
but
I can't
but
stand that dude for that though.
but every president, everybody make money off of us regardless.
Not the same way though. Not
But the
blatantly.
only reason why is because he was a businessman. You feel me? Like I feel like if he wasn't a businessman, if he was a politician coming into it, he wouldn't have been looked at like that. You feel me? Because he wouldn't have had that much to gain from it.
Well, go look and see who had the most money being a president.
Oh, I already know.
All these presidents got money before they get there. Because if you don't know the connections, you're never going to
Well,
be able to be
I
president.
ain't gonna lie. Obama ain't really have. He had
Oh,
money, but he ain't had
Obama,
no.
he had money,
But
but he
he ain't
had
had that.
connects.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had connection. He had more connections than he had like that
He
bread,
was a,
bread.
he was a lawyer. He already had money from books. So I mean, he was,
Yeah, that's facts.
so he had money. It's just
Yeah, that's true.
he's a well liked dude. He had that
Yeah,
swag.
he did.
You know, Trump didn't have that swag like Obama had.
Because people hate Trump.
There's a
Like,
reason though.
like I realized that anyway, just because. How could I say? Whenever I realized I seen people like that was in the Republican Party and things like that. Like, you know what? The second time around, like, you know what? Fuck this nigga. I'm not voting for him. I can't. I just can't rock with him. I'm like, all right. He's not. He's in trouble because now you got wonderful people saying, hey. I can't fuck with this dude. Like I just can't do it, and now we got to get him out of here.
But think
But that
about that.
impeachment shit was bullshit.
But
I knew they wasn't gonna catch
he
him.
had more people vote for him the second time. The second time around, than he had to vote for him the first
But
time.
he didn't have people vote for him in the important states. See, that's what I say about the electoral college. That made me realize it with Hillary. It's not about who fucking votes for you. It's about who votes for you in the important states.
Who votes for you, where they vote for you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
The electoral.
California is automatic for you.
Exactly. But those are like big electoral. You feel me?
Yeah.
College states. But if you don't get those ones, like see, Biden got all the votes in all the states that fucking mattered. Just like Obama. Obama got all the states that fucking mattered.
Yeah. But look at that map. You ever look at the map and see who's getting the votes where? You always see it's places where black people are. The Democrats are going to get those votes. It's not because black people are out there voting. It's because the white people and other races interact with black people. So
Right.
they understand us a little bit better. They understand why we vote Democrat.
But we
They vote
shouldn't though, because
Democrat
the Democrats want us to just fucking sit there and just take handouts and shit. Like they really don't be like looking out though. Like a lot of shit that the mess that we in is because of them.
because of Democrats.
Because they gave out handouts. And
Yeah.
then when shit goes south, they want to say, hey, well, we gave you all this, that, and that. So now we got to let the Republicans tax the fuck out of y'all
So what
to
you
get
mean?
back.
What you mean with handouts?
All right, so check this out. I don't have no problem. I don't want to say that affirmative action is a bad thing, but I hate affirmative action. I think that is the one of the most in your face fucking things ever. And I'm not saying this because what it does is it for me, I'm sorry, for me, I'm speaking of me personally, it creates that, hey, did this person hire me because I'm qualified? Or did they hire me because they knew I was qualified, but because I'm black and they have a quota to fill?
So when was the last time you heard anybody mention affirmative action? Like saying, hey, you got the only person I ever really heard talk about affirmative action was when I was talking to some random white guy at a gas station, and he was like, "Yeah, my nephew went to a HBCU, and I told him he should go there because now he's a minority and he can get all the scholarships, because then he's going to get out and they're going to give him all these jobs because of affirmative action." You
But
know,
you see it because they realize it, so now they like, fuck it, we're gonna use this shit against you. If you motherfuckers not gonna, you feel me? Like I feel like it should be done away with. Like it shouldn't even be a log named affirmative action. You feel me?
but it has to be.
Because but that's what I'm saying. That's what ends up making the playing field uneven. Like it'll never be balanced because no matter what, even as a you feel me, even if I'm a black guy going to an all black business and it's a white guy, it's way more niggas here and I know it's affirmative action in place. So I know it's not a lot of white guys or Indian, or you feel me? So hey, I might be way overqualified for him, but guess what? He meets the qualifications. They need 3 white guys, and he meets one of the criteria. You feel me? He meets those
Yeah,
criteria.
it works both ways,
Like,
but still, like
I mean, but it's not. It's hard, bro. It's just kind of hard. Like you feel me?
it's like a rubber stamp at this point.
Exactly.
You know, it doesn't really impact any jobs that we receive, but it makes sure it's there to put in place because they weren't hiring us before. It's like we don't need any black people, so now they have to look at some of our applications and give us an actual chance. And if it wasn't there, how many of these black people you wouldn't get no call to sit
I
and
mean, I
work from
know, but
home.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, and that's why I say I know I don't have no problem with it because I know that's what it's there for. I just hate what it stands for. You feel
You
me?
hate the optics of it.
Everything
We
about it.
all hate the optics of it. Like we hate the optics of being in HBCU, but we have to actually, you know, we actually have to go to HBCUs to get there.
I mean, we do. I mean, because the tuition's too high at other places, and on top of that, like your grades got to be extra, extra, extra great. Like you probably got to graduate close to valedictorian or goddamn salutatorian to even really get into that type of field, bro. Like
Well, from the
playing
HBCU.
field. No, from to even when I'm saying when you applying, you feel me? Like I'm be honest with you, a nigga that's like top 25, top 15 in his class. You feel me? He automatically knows he can apply to any HBCU, and he's gonna get in. You feel me? Now he's top 25 in his fucking class, and he might apply to Carolina or somewhere else, and he might get denied.
Yeah.
But you might have somebody else that's in the top 75 of their fucking class or 100 that because they know their daddy, mom, dad, and background can pay for the tuition up front. You feel me?
Yeah.
They get accepted.
So let me give you the counter to that. What happens when you do it? What's the girl name from Full House? The old girl
Oh,
got
she got
arrested.
jammed up. Yep.
Yeah, but that's the type of shit that they do though. So they're getting scholarships for rowing and shit like that when they ain't never picked up a
A
damn.
rowboat in
Yeah,
their
they ain't
life.
never hopped in a rowboat in their
Or
life.
ever. They never picked up an oar ever in life.
So, but they got to get in those. They got to get in those schools. So they got to
Yeah.
pay for it, and we don't have that same advantage.
We don't.
So I mean, I'm all for it. Give me affirmative action. Give me NAACP. Give me HBCUs. I'm all for
But
everything.
no, I feel that. But that's why I don't. How can I say? That's why I don't look down on HBCUs, and that's why I'm glad like some of the top recruits this year in sports went to HBCUs. You feel me? Because it was like, you know what? Fuck Kansas. Fuck Kentucky. Nigga, I'm going to fucking Morgan State.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
I love that.
You feel me?
Love that.
Like nigga, I'm going there. Fuck it. This is where I forgot where Buddy went to. But he like, you know what? Nigga, I'm the number one recruit here. I'm gonna be with my peoples, and then when I go got them number one draft or top 3 draft pick, they're gonna say black at HBCU school. You feel me?
I think
Like,
he went to Howard.
yeah, Howard. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like that's gonna be love. You feel me? And you know this nigga gonna be number one recruit. And guess what's so crazy? You're not gonna hear about him on ESPN
Yeah.
and everything that because he didn't go to a top school. But you can't hate but help draft him.
But it's not enough of them. It's not enough of them going to those kind of schools.
It is though. You know why? The thing is, when you go to HBCU, you are not heavily recruited, or not heavily recruited, but yeah, heavily recruited in the NBA or heavily publicized.
Well, I mean, you can go. The NBA finds talent high, find it low. They'll find your talent.
But what I'm saying is, I'm saying as far as like in the media and things like that. You feel me?
Well, that's the media's job, though.
But no, what I'm saying is the black. All right, so check this out. HBCU game might be on ESPNU, but you got all the top other schools. You might even get a Division 2, a Division 1 AA game, or Division 2 on the ESPN or ESPN2. You feel me?
Yeah.
But an HBCU game, that bitch is normally on at ESPNU or ESPN3.
But what happens though? What happens when the top 2 or 3 of the top 5 picks go in there and they're having these exhibition games against these big schools like Duke,
blowing them out,
and they beating the shit out of them? What's gonna happen there?
That's what I'm saying.
They're gonna have to put them on TV because that's what people want to see.
And that's what I was, because I ain't gonna stunt. Whenever the running back that played for A&T, or he got drafted by the Bears and shit, Cohen, like he was goddamn running up the field so much that I know at least about 5 or 6, or maybe I think about 6 or 7 games at A&T was fucking televised, like televised. It was on the odd nights, but it was still televised, and goddamn you could see it. And like the year before, they had said A&T had like maybe 1 or 2 televised games. You feel me?
They was undefeated though that year.
Yeah, they was.
I mean, that's why they was on TV.
But it was so crazy. But now what I'm saying is, it's just crazy that you can have a good team and like you still got to be kind of like, how can I say, publicized. Like you got to have like a great nigga on the team just for them to even keep up with it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why I don't be understanding. Like I be feeling like maybe, how could I say, maybe we start like really like more media outlets and things like that. If we start maybe like how could I say, creating our own outlets, stations and things like that, and like we start pulling up. You feel me? Because really, like that's why I feel like Byron Allen. Like, so check this out with Byron Allen, what he did when he sued Viacom. You feel me? For black shows and things like, because he wanted, for like production. You feel me? He pretty much sued him because he was like, hey, you guys don't have enough black shows, and all the other black shows you guys is like pretty much taking off. And it was like he wanted, to produce more shit. And Viacom was like, nah, fuck that. We ain't doing that. We're not having that. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, like Tyler Perry. You got to create your own shit like Tyler Perry did.
But see, Tyler Perry had Oprah. People got to remember this. Tyler Perry had Oprah.
Yeah.
And Oprah had white people. Yeah. He has a lot of white people and Jewish people. You feel me? So they saw what Madea did. They bought into it. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Oprah knew what Madea did and saw the potential in Tyler Perry, and she was like, "Hey, this is a way for me to get more money and my own station." Because really, he saved her station.
Yeah, he was.
Own is Tyler Perry's fucking station.
It's his station. Yeah,
it's his fucking network. I don't care what anybody says. It's his fucking network. Okay.
He has talent. I just I'm not shooting down my own people, but sometimes Tyler Perry gets on my nerves with the amount of hate he has towards black men sometimes.
Because I feel like, how can I say this? It was probably the black brothers that he went to with these same ideas and things that told him to get the fuck on.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
feel me?
Yeah.
And it was the black woman that gave him the shot.
I mean, you go to a black man and tell him, "Hey, I'm about to talk junk, be a gangster woman, an old woman in a dress." You know,
They gonna let you
we
feel
want to
me?
hear that
Yeah,
shit.
that's
You know,
it. Yeah.
think about that idea.
Yeah.
That wasn't a norm, but it's black women help you drive that shit, and
They do,
they're
though.
okay with it. So
Yeah, they do though.
salute the black women.
I mean, it's just I don't know. Like that's the only reason why I feel like he be having a certain way towards black men. But then again, I feel like maybe that nigga just like fuck this. Nobody was got them down with me but the females. So the only niggas I'm fucking with is the niggas I hire.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't give a damn about them.
Yeah, he made his own studio with people that he hired, and he pulled people off the shelves.
He like Spike Lee. He just recycle niggas.
Yeah.
Hey nigga, you got 3 roles this year to play, so you need to go take this book, and that book, and go learn your roles.
Well, all producers have their own circles. Spike Lee, Adam Sandler had Chris Rock, and those.
Now Adam Sandler is the GOAT of that shit.
Yeah.
That nigga literally said, "Hey, I got 30 people and 30 people only that I want in the movie.
Yeah, we gonna make
and I might find a new nigga every now and then. Other than that, you motherfuckers is gonna play one of these parts.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Yeah, I gotta have my black friend Chris Rock every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Token black guy all the way. Because he's loud and he's liked by white folks.
Yeah.
And he does not care saying nigga.
Yeah.
Or cracker. And white folks find the word cracker very funny when it's saying in a joke. I'm trying to tell you. I realize that.
Yeah, they do.
If you saying cracker in a funny tone, they don't give a fuck. They gonna laugh hard as fuck.
Yeah, I've never caught anyone that, but it's just a funny ass word to me. But
It is though.
never used it, but
I have. Sometimes. It's just, hey, I don't give a fuck. So this is what I believe in. Hey, I believe in stereotypes. Stereotypes are who they are, and we live by them shits. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Everybody has a certain stereotype that they do.
yeah,
There's no way around it.
yeah, niggas like chicken.
Yeah, that's true though.
All Mexicans got wings on the back of their truck.
Mexicans do got wings on the back of their truck, so now that I think about it,
Yeah.
that is very, very true. Damn, I never really thought about that.
Yeah,
That's kind of dope though. Now I think about it. And they do.
They ain't always driving like Mustangs and things like that.
And they like taking old cars, the oldest cars like the Mustangs, the fucking BMWs,
Yeah.
things like that, and like working on them bitches. And they'll tell you, hey, this the one you need to drive. Fuck that technology shit. This is the best one right here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man. The nigga up there, right there by the barbershop, by Butler's barbershop.
Yeah.
The motherfucker right there. That motherfucker said, hey, I know the X5. Cause we was talking about the X series. He said, hey man, I know the X5 is good. He said it's technology. He said, but it's X3. He said, fuck all that electronic shit, that technology. The X3 the best one. He said that's the best one. That shit had me rolling.
I like Mexicans. They stick together though.
Yeah, I love that culture. Yeah, that's fact. Cause they don't be. What's so crazy? They stick together in America. Mm-hmm. Well, I think in the South, but when you go on the other sides of the country, bro, they shoot niggas just like they niggas. They was like, hey, nigga, hey Vato, when I see you, you going down, bitch. Just know it, goddamn.
Yeah, they ain't got no choice though. But
Yeah.
I remember me and my wife, we went to go buy a house that was in St. Paul's on down 20, and it was owned by some Hispanics, and we tried to call them.
Mm-hmm.
They turned right back around and was like, well, let me call the person who owned it. And then she was like, no, he didn't answer the phone. It was like, let me see the phone. She didn't even dial a number. She's like, now she didn't speak English. I was like, they was fine. They was all for selling that house. They didn't want to sell it outside of the Hispanic people though. I was like,
sticking together.
I get it, but fuck y'all. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
exactly.
I'm trying to
that's
make
true.
moves too, but I mean,
They said, nah, fuck that. This is for whoever's coming next in the St. Paul's and the family, goddamn.
Yeah.
This shit got to stay in rotation.
yeah, old buddy Farrakhan had a good point though.
Hey. First of all, I love Farrakhan, but when I say this proudly.
Mm-hmm.
fuck the black Muslim until we see them in the South and other parts of the world. I don't give a fuck what none of them black leaders got to say at
No,
all.
nah.
No,
Like, look. I don't really fuck with the Muslims up there, because I saw that whole Malcolm X documentary and that was
it's not
fucked
even that.
up. So,
It's just the fact that, all right, so check it. When things go down, do you ever see the black Muslim here in the South? You feel
yeah,
me? You like it's one show you try to say, well, they was there in New Orleans. I'm like, well, bitch, it's New Orleans. Everybody's trying to goddamn look good in New Orleans. It's
yeah.
a place to look good if you're trying to do some humanity shit.
Hmm.
But in like the Bible Belt states and shit where they know they gonna have like a real pushback, you feel me?
Yeah,
You don't see them around here.
but is
They
that?
got mosque. And the show was like, it's mosque. I'm like, bitch, mosque is a place of worship.
Hmm.
That is not in an economical or political platform. That is a place of worship. That's
Yeah,
two different fucking things.
yeah. Like I said, I don't have nothing against them.
Me neither.
Um, I believe in Black Jesus, but some of the stuff that I've sat there and listened to Farrakhan talk for hours and on at a time, and everything he says, I agree with. You know how they execute and how they go about doing business. I don't,
Yeah.
but I can fuck with Farrakhan.
But see, it's the thing. All right, so check it. I fuck with Farrakhan a long way. You feel me? But the thing to it is though, bro, like if you gonna do that shit in New York or Detroit, or then you need to be in South Carolina and North Carolina or Florida. So you feel me? Y'all need to be aware if y'all really say y'all about that shit. You feel me? Even talking about like Al Sharpton and all them. You
Hmm.
feel me? I feel like me personally, we need to find new black leaders.
Yeah, me and Al don't get down that well.
Oh, fuck him.
I feel
His
like
skin is saggy and his head is too big for them suits that he be got them wearing. He need to wear suits that make his head look regular size.
I met Fat at Al Sharpton before though. I like Al Sharpton sometimes. When I met him the first time when I was at Shaw, uh, he seemed pretty cool. It just feels like he's become so mainstream though that
But
everything's a
but
reach.
feel me though, a man could be cool behind a personal level. You feel me?
Hmm.
But if he's a leader, well, I feel like I said this, but when it comes to a bigger role and a bigger situation, especially when it comes to being like a black leader, I feel like that nigga's just here for the show.
Yeah, you got to be strategic with that kind of thing though. So I understand
So
some
like,
roles he play, but like I said, I feel like he reaches a lot.
so check it. People don't really understand. It's a nigga that got like shot way back in like 2000. His name was Armadou. I forgot his last name. You feel me?
Hmm.
I forgot his last name. It's a documentary on HBO. The police shot this nigga over 30 times. You feel
Hmm.
me? Al Sharpton was there and everything. You feel me?
Yep.
The police got acquitted. He vanished.
Hmm.
You feel me? Shit like that, you supposed to keep fighting and fighting and fighting for, you feel me? Till something go down, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like you just can't be here for the moment and then when the verdict come out, nigga, you gone. Cause
Yeah.
now all the media done dried up and everything else.
But again, you know how we are to a certain extent, where that that long ago, we didn't really have all eyes on deck and all hands on deck for that.
We don't
So
got it now.
it really what really matters though is, can we make the media, the mainstream media, pay attention to certain issues?
No.
And so
Because
if Al Sharpton is still out there fighting for that, and
he's
it's
not.
falling on, I'm saying if he were, and it was falling on deaf ears, you can go say, hey, he got acquitted, and a month later we still need to go have a march. Like, I got to get back to work. I ain't got time to go out there and march. He gonna be
But it's
marching
not
about his
about
damn self.
marching. So understand this. Fuck marching.
Well,
Like,
not even just marching though. If you got to worry about, um, you know, getting TV coverage, that's the only way things are gonna be heard is if we force it.
right.
If TV, like the example, the Million Man March, when they had that the second time or the last time that they had it, and
Niggas was
they
talking
gave
about
that
that.
shit no coverage whatsoever. That's the reason I don't fuck with BET no more.
Yeah.
They gave it no
What
coverage.
see, honest people gotta understand. BET was sold to Viacom, so that was people. So all right, how can I say this? Newsflash, people understand this. BET is not owned by black people. It is owned by Viacom. It is owned by whites and Jews.
Well, then they need to stop calling that shit BET.
Exactly. But if you pay attention to it, when Bob Johnson sold BET, when 06 Apart got gone, Hits from the Street, all those type of shows got gone. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even become an actual. It used to be like an actual music channel, music station. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It became more sitcoms, like a regular ass TBS or something. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah, and then
And a
they
place for
started
reruns.
putting Tyler Perry shit on there
Exactly.
and a bunch of older shit that black people like.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta like that's why I tell people you gotta like people want to say, hey, it's BT, we got that. No, nigga. They buy shit behind your back. So that way, and keep the face of it because you'll still think, the average person gonna still think, hey, this is black owned or this is for us. No, nigga, it's not for us. They know we like it. They bought it. The black person that might have started it, hey, guess what he said? Hey, I don't want to do this no more. They offered me an offer I couldn't refuse,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't tell nobody. Bloomberg or got them the Washington Post might have reported about it, but you niggas don't read that.
Yeah,
So guess what? The Washington Post knew about it, but you didn't. So hey, it was publicized. So they just can't say it wasn't publicized,
yeah,
but it wasn't publicized for where people gonna actually like us and that's supposed to know about it gonna know about it.
yeah. That's actually a good point because that's a mark. There's a market out there for that exact thing.
Exactly.
There's a market out there for black entertainment that has the videos like 106 and Park in the basement and things like that. If we brought that back, I guarantee you it'll be watched, especially all the videos and things that they have out now.
Exactly.
They still shooting videos. It's just be another platform for them.
So check this out. You know what? You know what MTV did when they made MTV2. MTV2 ain't nothing but what BET used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Almost in the sense of saying it's a lot of countdown shows. It's a lot of like music related shows with people music related artists. You feel me? Having like their own shows and shit like it used to be on BET back in the day. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's all they did. Like they did everything, and then they took Martin and put it on MTV2. They pretty much did everything. It was like, hey, we need the minority back because MTV we not showing that shit on here.
Well, MTV needed the minority, and black people decided to, or BET decided to try to go the way that MTV was going.
Cause when cause I'm saying, how could I say it? I think Rod Johnson at the time really wanted to buy that basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
So that nigga was like, fuck it. I'm about to just take this deal from Viacom and go into the basketball world.
Yeah,
And that didn't work out for him.
bombed that shit.
Exactly. He bombed it. Like huge. And it was so crazy. Nigga, you all the way from New York. You don't know nothing about North Carolina, nigga. What the fuck? Bobcats. Nigga, we is fly niggas in North Carolina. Ain't nobody about to walk around no Bobcat jersey.
Exactly. I hated that, John.
We know what Bobcats are. Nigga, we shoot them. We know they feisty, but we shooting them shits.
The logo was lame. It looked
Right.
like some mid-level basketball type.
Like,
I'll pass on that.
bro, the shit was so ridiculous, bro. Like, I just didn't understand, like, and then when he sold it to Jordan, I was like, so nigga, you just passing debt. And really, all right, so check this out. Really, people need to understand. Jordan was what, pretty much, kind of what Jay-Z did. That's what Jay-Z did.
What you mean?
Jordan was the face for the Wizards, being an expansion team, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
In a black city. What's the best thing for you to get a piece of that pie, you feel me? Because he was really trying to get into the owner's table at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they made it seem like, hey, nigga, you can play and be a part owner and shit, you feel me, in a black city. They really like to say DC is Chocolate City, you feel me?
Yeah.
So goddamn, boom, they was like, fuck it. You can do this, that, and that. But at the end of the day, they kind of kicked him out the deal. You feel me? He was the face. So even just like Jay with his NFL shit, you feel me? Jay is good with the fucking oh shit, thank you so much. He good with the how can I say with the face of it for the music wise, you feel me? But really, that political and social shit that he was supposed to be there so much for, that's not what that meeting was there for. A lot of people think that's what that meeting was there for. That nigga was there to help with the Super Bowl show, with the halftime show. And when they have special events to get the rappers and shit to goddamn come through.
But that was money that was coming in, and people don't quite understand Jay a lot. I understand almost every move that Jay Z makes, and I applaud almost everything that nigga does. Cause I'm like, yo, that was perfect. You know, like trying to figure out how to get those people back in the thing. You know, black people back, black artists. You know, Miguel, whoever he's trying to get in there. That joint was very strategic and it made a lot of sense. And even though who was I think it was Big Boy, he was like, yo, we tried to do the same thing and they was telling me not to do it. I don't think Big Boy had the same leverage uh, in the same business sense that.
Well, of course you don't have the same leverage. I mean, that's gonna be anyway though. I mean, it's Jay Z, bro. Like
Yeah,
he no niggas gonna have the same leverage except maybe Kanye.
you know, Kanye doesn't have the same leverage. I think because Kanye doesn't have the same.
He don't get the same respect level.
He doesn't have the same respect level because he's so far right that
He's so emotional too.
Yeah, he's you can't move like that in some of those meetings.
Jay shows no emotions,
Yeah,
and that's the one thing the white folks like. If you don't show emotion, like if you can kind of, I hate to say it, it's not that he's selling out his people, but they like, look, nigga, if you can kind of make this shit look like it's more than what it is, but we really doing this behind it, then fuck it, we gonna fuck with you. We like you, Jay.
yeah.
We don't have any problems with you.
Oh, but Kanye though, like, what was it? It was Power on Power. That lawyer was talking to James St. Patrick, and he was talking about, you get emotional, and when he was testifying,
Oh yeah,
he's like, they want to see you get mad because that lets you know how where your mind frame is
exactly.
at. And that's some true shit though. The first thing that they try to do, just like when debt collectors call you, is try to piss you off and make you mad because when you get mad, you start talking left and right. And it's like, all right, you know, like debt collectors. Well, you just told me that you own the debt. I ain't paying back shit.
That's why whenever they call, we press the red button or we press the volume button. Cause like I always tell niggas, hey, guess what? Why are you picking up the debt collector's call?
Yeah.
Was you planning to pay them today? No. Well, then guess what? They're gonna send you a bill or they're gonna put it on your credit report. So there's either way, you're gonna know about it.
Here's a secret that most people don't know about dealing with debt collectors. If they send you a letter and you think you want to settle that, write a check for whatever amount you're trying to pay for that you're going to close it. So if there's a $500 debt and they're trying to settle for 200 or something like that, write on it and say, okay, I'll pay this settled debt. But if you write on the back of that check that says this will be considered paid in full, they have to take that shit off your credit report. So you don't have to worry about them saying settled because settled looks really bad on your credit report.
They do.
Yeah. So
if I put $5 and be like, hey, this is gonna be paid in full.
if you cash this check, it's considered paid in full, and they cash it, they can't do nothing about that. So.
Oh shit. About to get them. About to get these hospitals because now I just got a lot of hospital bills, on my credit from when I got shot and shit, and I'm just still trying to get them all throughout the years. So I'm about to just.
Most banks and things like that, they don't even look at hospital bills because most people have hospital bills on there, and they know half that shit can't be proven. So,
they can't.
For example, if you get ready to go buy a house and you got $1,000 medical bill in there, you write what's called a letter of explanation, tell them why that bill is up there. They still gonna approve you for your house. They can care less about that shit because everybody has medical bills. So
And Rick, so I would say let's kind of jump into a little credit, kind of a little credit 101. Nigga like me, they always tell me I don't. How can I say this? And I don't. How can I say it's not like I got bad credit. I just don't have any credit. So like a person like me, I should invest in a credit card.
Yeah.
A secure one or something like that, right?
You don't even necessarily have to invest in a credit card. If you know someone with good credit, a shortcut that white people take a lot.
AUs, authorized users.
Yeah,
because your credit line becomes theirs.
Yep.
So what? But that's the problem. The average black person doesn't have a resource that they could go to.
No, I think that's a myth. There's a lot of black people out there with good credit. The average black person might not.
But I'm saying
they might have too much pride to go ask someone.
But no. What I'm saying is, the reason why I said a resource is because, all right, so you must say you got an uncle that's got, take Charlie for example. Credit score probably got them greater than the motherfucker, you feel me? But they explain to him, hey, I need you to add me as an AU. I don't want no credit card. I just need you to add me to help my shit out, you feel me? The average black person that's got that type of money or credit, you feel me, is not going to understand what the fuck we talking about. And they going to think that we trying to get onto their shit. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But see, the other people, because they've been educated and it's been passed down from line to line, they're like, hey, well, look, Johnny, this is what we're going to do. You're gonna get this fucking secure credit card. I'm gonna add you to my fucking platinum credit card as an AU. I'm not giving you a card, but this shit just gonna sit on your shit so that way it can start making it bill. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's because they've been taught that. But if you go to your grandma that who got 2, 3 credit cards, who ain't probably used one of them bitches in 3 or 4 years, you feel me? But she just got them, and she might got a Macy's card or a JC Penney card, you feel me? Something she can add you to, but because you gonna go explain that to her and tell her the real reason what you need it for, and it's gonna help because they don't because we don't understand money and pretty much not say black, but how say pretty much how money and credit works. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
That it's gonna be looked at as a scam.
Yeah.
And it's not even a scam. It's just you're actually helping your generation start building up. You feel me?
And it goes back to that Monopoly example. If we knew what we know now, we would be a lot further along. That generational wealth. But I'm also of the same mindset that, you know, I can go to my mama, grandma, aunts, people that, not technically related to me, and I can be like, yo, this is how this is gonna work, let me get on your credit and let me explain how it works.
Right.
And I'll show you documentation. Because I have a certain reputation of being honest and things like that,
Right.
a lot of those people will actually be like, okay, well, help me and show me how this works.
Right.
And I can give you something in return. It
Right.
has to be give and take there.
Right.
So, I, I'm very fortunate with that, but I've did a lot of people's, taxes and things like that where, I'll help you do your taxes and I'll show you some of those things that I learned. It's free game, I can do that all day, every day, but it's up to you to actually make the decision to partake in that.
Well, that was another reason why, and that's what I'm saying. That's why. How can I say? Hey, shout out to Shorty. Her name is Alexis. I'm married to this motherfucker, bro. I just like it's just something about her spirit. You know how like I'm very spiritual, and like people got to understand like I'm not the same person I used to always be. So like I'm very into spirits and stuff, and like I feel like people's spirits meet before it does even in the physical.
Yeah,
And like
I agree with that.
it's just something about her spirit. I never seen her in the physical. I just seen her on the book, but I can just feel her spirit from afar.
Your soul travels when you sleep.
It does, and like we've been together a lot, like because it's just something about it. You feel me? Like I never really heard an African American female like speak the way she does about things and the way she feels and the way she has epiphanies about bringing black people together, supporting black businesses, and like education and literacy and things like that for our people. So like it's just because of that. It's not even because of really anything else that just really like has me, like attracted. And it's just like with her, she was how can I say? She's just like she was saying, how can I say this? That most black people don't, or how can I say, they won't take the time to actually sit down and just educate themselves. Because how could I say the average country nigga either feels like it's a scam, it's gonna take too long, or the money's not gonna come back fast enough.
Or the fact that we don't have that kind of time.
Exactly.
We too busy working.
Exactly.
We were born to be workers.
Right.
In some of their minds.
Yeah.
So.
But see, that's one of the reasons why I was like, being in the borough, in Greensboro, you see a lot of black folks doing great. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like I say, I know I know I'm not like a huge, like I said, I know I'm not Malcolm X now, no shit like that. Martin Luther King, nobody like that. You feel me? But that's why I feel like I'm moving back home. You feel me? And I feel like I didn't move back home at first, like really like dive into like just finally reaching out to black folks, black business owners. And like she said, she was like saying do a summit and shit like that. You feel me? Do workshops and shit like that. You feel me?
That's one of the problems with being in the social media era. There's so many voices out there, and everyone's
no
trying
action.
to be word.
And no
That's
action.
why it's going to be so hard for you to ever come out with another Malcolm X, another Martin Luther King, because there's too many voices out there, and everyone thinks that they have to be able to.
And that's why I feel like it's not about the voice anymore. I feel it's about the action. Like, you feel me? Like, let's take St. Paul's for example. Like, I feel like St. Paul's could be so much bigger than what it actually is. You feel me? But I feel like because the people that are in place, they want to keep it this small, fucking poor town.
Yeah, some people just like that country vibe.
But no, what I'm saying to you is, I feel like they can't handle advancement.
Yeah,
You feel me? So as long as we keep this basic as possible, we'll keep the people basic as possible. You feel me? But St. Paul's has so much land and so much room for innovation. You feel me? And the size of the people that's in that bitch could actually fill it out. You feel me?
yeah. The problem with developing somewhere like St. Paul's is the first thing you look to do whenever you're trying to develop a city is build out the infrastructure. The second thing is you have to figure out how to bring in some jobs. And the problem with St. Paul's bringing in jobs is we don't have the education, the people with the
And, and,
education to
and
fill those
that's the next
jobs.
point I was going to.
Yeah,
We need to make the Robinson County school system account for what they're doing with money, what they're doing as far as lesson plans, and what they're as far as doing as a plan overall for the county's education.
that's not gonna work, boss.
It is.
Let me explain something about Robertson County and why I felt like I had to move out of Robertson County. Robertson County is controlled and dominated by the Lumbees. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the Lumbees are such a small cultural group that they dominate Robertson County and nowhere else. That in order for you to make any kind of progress in Robertson County, especially in the school board, you'd have to be an actual Lumbee. So that's not nothing black people's going to be able to control.
But no, it's something that will. But how can I say this? It's something. It's not about control. It's about being the person to stand up and say, "Hey, look. If I put your son in this type of class right here, can he survive?
Hmm.
You feel me? Even as a board member of the board, you feel me? Your own child. If I put him in this situation, can he survive? Does he know what the fuck is going on?
Hmm.
And if you tell me no, well then okay, then that should open your eyes right there. That hey, we need to do something because guess what? This is the skill that he's gonna need for 5 years down the road. You feel me?
No,
And he can't fucking do it.
no one's looking for skills 5 years down the road.
But see, that's the problem.
That's a no.
That's what
I'm
school
agreeing with you,
and
man.
that's what school is for.
Yeah,
School is for tomorrow. It's not for today.
but in their minds and in a lot of people's minds, what you need is not school. And this is something I actually tell my nephews. The first thing you need to learn how to do before you even think about pursuing college and things like that, you have to first figure out what you want to do. And if you don't have can't quite nail down what you want to go to school for, there's no room for you to go there and play. You're going to
Not
cost money.
not even
So you
that.
need to go figure out how to get yourself a trade.
You need to find out, hey, do I even fucking like school?
Yeah,
First of all.
school isn't for everybody.
Because as an adult, as you get older, the things that you don't want to do and don't like to do,
Hmm.
when nobody has to tell you to go do them, you won't go fucking do them.
Yeah,
You feel me? And
right.
that's when you said that shit is expensive.
Hmm.
Financial aid starts running out, and you like, hey, nigga, you done went to school for 2 years, and nigga, you still like,
You still out there
because
free.
you don't want to do this shit, just admit it. Find a trade or
Yeah.
become an entrepreneur, my nigga.
Hell, you can make six figures out there being a plumber.
Exactly.
You can,
Exactly.
it's just possible. And I know people who, like for example, one of the things that I taught my nephew how to do is like cut grass and run a grass business.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people out there who make plenty of money, six figures and over, cutting grass just during the season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible for you to make plenty of money out there just doing basic stuff.
Yeah, that's facts. And that's why I just, how could I say it? That's why I just feel like school is the type of place where you should be learning about economics, where you should be learning about taxes, and not how to subtract that, but really what taxes comes from, the real taxes. You feel me?
Well, it was one of the first things I said when I sat down with you, though. Everything is working exactly how it's supposed to work. The
But
school system is working
but
how it's
that's why I
supposed to
feel
work.
like it's time for us to take an action. You feel me? Things can't be the norm. You feel me?
No, look, you. I think you're going about it the wrong way. I don't look for the school system to teach my daughters and stuff about it. That's up to the parents to do it.
But what I'm saying to you is like when I say this, I'm thinking about the kids that might not have a parent. You feel me?
Hmm.
That can do this. You feel me? Sometimes we gotta stop thinking about our own home.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like if God just thought about His own place, you feel me? We'd be fucked. You
Yeah.
feel me?
But dude, like one of the things, like first of all, I'm in the church. I love the church. you might hear me say a bunch of curse words. I have a different belief
Yeah,
about
I'm the
that,
same way.
but I have a certain spirituality about me, and I do understand why the church is failing today. You know, and that's one of the reasons is because we'll teach our kids about the Bible in a heartbeat, but won't teach them how to go out there and make money in order for us to pay tithes, and then we won't turn around and be like, you know, we're donating hundreds of dollars every year to the church, but what is the church doing for the people?
Exactly.
So this, I can understand why the church is turning off a lot of black people, but
And all they say is give, give, give. And then when it's times like this in Corona, a person might need help with pay a bill or two, and the church is like, well, we ain't got it.
yeah, but what I'm saying though is back to your education point. We'll find a way to make sure kids who doesn't have parents that can get to church and make sure they're learning about God. We need to be able to also find a way to make sure that they're learning
But
about how to handle their
and that's
finances.
what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. As a whole, we just can't think about, like teaching our children because we know about these things. You feel me?
Yeah.
We gotta think about the child that might not have that parent. You feel me?
Hmm.
Because no matter how much we want the parent to may know it or tell his kid that, they might not. You feel me? They might not be who they are. So at least we know if it's in the curriculum. Hey, you got a shot. You feel me?
Yeah,
At least you got a shot.
but there's shit in curriculums that you know
And that's what I'm
we're
saying.
not
Like,
even learning
but
anyway.
that's what I'm saying. Like U.S. history. Like, I'm sorry, but we don't fucking need that class.
Yeah, well, I'm one of those. I actually don't believe in that. I believe that if you don't know your history, you're bound
But
to
but
repeat
but
it.
but what I'm
But
saying. But what I'm saying is. But think about it.
but algebra, well, trigonometry and shit like that. If you're not about to be doing
Exactly.
computer science, you don't
And
need it.
that's why I feel like in school it should be a part where, like, how I had the 4 year prep and shit.
Hmm.
Like, hey, look, nigga, the 4 year prep should be based on, instead of the 4 year college prep or university prep, it should be based on what you want to be in life.
Yeah,
You feel me? Like, if you said you want to be an engineer, well then guess what? This is the classes that you about to go take.
yeah.
You feel me?
But that's duplicated in college.
But so what? Because think about it. Think about some of us that was smart. You feel me? Some of the kids we came from that was smart, that went to ECU and everything. You feel me? And end up going to get a real fucking education. And when they got there, they ended up coming back to St. Paul's because they flunked out because they was like, hey, this shit that they was teaching over there.
Boy, I want to call out some names.
You
On
feel
that
me? You feel me? Ain't the shit that they was teaching in St. Paul.
Yeah.
Mr. Bullock can't cover this shit. I got an A on his test, but I got an F on his. You feel me?
I
Like,
learn what you need to learn.
exactly. You feel me? And that's what I'm saying. In certain school systems and states, you know what? We might need to duplicate college just a bit. You feel me? And then on top of that, you don't put pressure on a kid that don't have no plans of going to college. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
He just might want to go be a regular nigga, go work at a 9 to 5 job. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
He don't need algebra and everything for this because his life is not about to pertain to that.
So that's one of the things that happened to me though. I had not absolutely no ambition on going to college whatsoever. So I knew I was gonna come out. I was just like, I'm about to hit Smithfield. I'm about to run this check up.
I just knew you was going. I always knew you was going to college, bro.
I had no
I did.
I didn't know I was going to college until I got an acceptance letter after I had graduated.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. You made great grades and you made good grades in school. You feel me?
You get
On
grades
top
and
of
poor
that,
decisions.
but fuck the decision. Nigga, we all made bad decisions. Look where we was at. We was a product of our environment. But at the end of the day, you was the one that would be walking home with his fucking books, or he might be goddamn sitting in the midst, going to goddamn before class, goddamn writing up answering a few questions and shit. You feel me? So I always knew you was gonna go to school because how could I say this? Like I always tell people, I don't got nothing against working on no plant or nothing. You feel me? Because I done did that shit before.
I done did it too, yeah.
But eventually, like, if you realize, hey, I know I can use my brain and make the same money as working hard labor, like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I never felt like you was gonna capsize yourself to just St. Paul's. You feel me? Like, it just, you never gave me those vibes even as a little kid. Like, you feel me, growing up. Like, you just didn't carry yourself that way. Like, you might be
that's
quiet.
flattering because I kind of gave myself those vibes. Like, yo, you got to figure this shit out sooner
And,
than later.
and that's what I'm saying. You feel me? Like, you never gave me those vibes like, hey, nigga, like, hey, I might just go goddamn work Smithfield 30 years. Like, and niggas know that you're fucking super intelligent, you feel me? And it's like, when you see you, it's like, bro, Ghost is not about to just goddamn go. Like, this nigga about to be goddamn president or something. Like, you knew he was going like I knew you was gonna be this. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what you was gonna be, but I knew you was gonna be in this type of life because you just like how can I tell niggas just carry themselves certain ways of where we from. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's just certain like it's just certain shit that I know that certain niggas was into because we would have certain conversations even younger. You feel me? Back in the day,
Yeah.
that we could might not have with Chunky on him. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That Mike and them because it's just them niggas ain't into that. This
Yeah.
ain't what they into. They might not know nothing about that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But we know about that shit because this is what we into because we know like, hey, it's a bigger picture.
Yeah.
And a lot of niggas don't see the bigger picture back home. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I struggled. I struggled early, and I still struggle to make sure I understand, what's going on around the world, what's happening in my own backyard, to try to stay connected with everything. Like that shit is not easy.
It's not.
Like everybody think, yeah, I could do work, school work, and breeze through it very easy, and I thank God for that. But there was a bunch of times where I was just like, this isn't in my interest. Like I could care less about the schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
I need to figure out how to go make some money. And then there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who's like, yo, you went to college because you were smart. When I got to college, a lot of those damn people in
Who's
there
lost?
was just as confused.
Exactly.
And I was like, yo, I know a lot of my niggas from St. Paul's could come through here and breeze through, get this piece of paper and go find a job. Because most jobs are on the job learning. So, I ain't used none of this shit I learned from college to get a job.
And that's what, and you feel me? Like it's so crazy. My brother and my sister-in-law, they both where they graduated was like I know they graduated. They got their bachelors in, I think it was mass media communications or some shit like that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them worked for a newspaper or anything like that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like so, I was like, my nigga, y'all went to school. And it's no offense because I went to college, son. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it was at a point where I told myself like, hey, if I learn taxes and how to conduct business and work and mean what certain contracts and things mean, I don't fucking need college because I feel like once I get on the job, I'm gonna learn the system, and once I learn the system, I can go do what the president doing.
Yeah.
Because the same shit that he looking at is what I'm doing through the system. It's just that he can look at or he can change shit. I can't.
Yeah.
He got provisions and restrictions that I say I got restrictions that he got them don't.
Yeah, so for most black people, and I'm only speaking about black people because I know it applies to a
Right.
lot of other cultures.
Right.
But business is intuitive.
Right.
Like, even down to some of the best accountants I know has no college educations, and they are the neighborhood weed dealers. Those are some of the people who can turn your money around and flip it like it ain't nothing.
That's facts.
And if you put one of those people, some of those people in corporate environments, they'll run your sales all the way up, and they'll make a bunch of money for you. But it's just two different mentalities.
And it was so crazy. I would take a hard nosed drug dealer off the street that's willing to got them give up the game and change his life and teach him the business world, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know when he go in them meetings, ain't no motherfucker in that room going to intimidate him from doing something that he ain't got no business doing.
Yeah. All
And,
day.
and all he thinking about is the money
Yeah.
and winning.
As long as he has that same loyalty,
You feel me?
that same approach, like, as in saying, like, hey, because sometimes it's not about intimidation.
It's not.
Intimidation doesn't come from who's the baddest and who has the biggest dick in the room.
Nah.
Sometimes intimidation can be mentally.
Exactly.
So they've tried it. They tried it a lot with you to say, hey, you don't belong in this room because you're simply not smart enough.
Exactly.
And sometimes
And
you
you
just
be
have to
looking
stay
like,
quiet
bro.
and assume.
And that's why I say like because of a person like that, I don't care what nobody say. The average drug lord is Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
He's figured out different people to run his distribution and everything else. He's getting product from a manufacturer, you feel me? And he's distributing. And he has things moving.
That's another jewel that people should keep in mind. The only way that you're going to generate wealth is to have people working for you,
Exactly.
or money working for you.
Exactly.
One of those two. You can't generate wealth doing all the work. You have to have other people working for you, or you have to have money working for you, like in stocks and bonds and shit like that.
Exactly.
It's the only way you're going to get wealthy.
Yeah, man, because that's why I tell folks, like, man, you got to kind of understand that things gonna get kind of real for you out here because for one, once you start figuring out and they see that you figuring it out, they're like, hey, we gonna close this door, that door, and this door.
Yeah.
Now, all right, now you got 3 more doors to fucking figure out. But here's the problem: you got so much resiliency now, and you're so resilient to the situation that you like, well, fucking, they got to knock down 4 goddamn doors.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm knock down 3. But this time, I got more knowledge and more education, and I know how to move a little bit better. And you guys don't intimidate me now because the shit that you said I didn't know, I went and learned.
Yeah.
And now that I know it, I know more than what you thought I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always tell niggas be like, because my man Pat, he be like, bro, I tell niggas about you. He was like, bro, you done got went through so much shit and been up and down. He's like, but bro, you just figure it out. I said, bro, because what else I got to do?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I feel like, nigga. You don't, like, in this world, what else do you have to do besides figure it out?
Yeah, you got to figure out.
Yeah, you could be on vacation figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah, thinking is something that, but like I said, sometimes thinking is something that black people have a hard time doing, not because they're dumb, but because they're so focused on not struggling.
Exactly.
We have to figure out how to change that mindset from, how am I going to get out the mud to saying, hey, I know I'm going to get out the mud. What am I going to do after I get out the mud? That's where we stuck
Or
at.
what could I pull on that can give me a lane or goddamn a helping hand to pull myself out the mud?
Yeah.
Like, niggas scared to try different things. And like I tell motherfuckers, guess what? If you a female that's real known and very sexy, then you should be selling sex toys. You should be selling adult, clothing, lingerie, things like that. You feel me? Because people are already attracted to you of your sexuality already.
Man,
you have to use.
That's a tough one though, because right now I understand using what you got to get what.
But it's not even really using what you got. It's just the fact that people are in fact like OnlyFans. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say OnlyFans for example.
I hate
people.
OnlyFans.
I know, but niggas, motherfuckers is eating.
Yeah,
but it's the fact that people are infatuated with this person. Like, you got females that's just showing their feet. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But just because people are infatuated, you feel me? They using what they got to get bread. You feel me?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, you feel me? It's not like they want to. Not say they want to do it, but it's just the fact like, hey, why the fuck would I go work for somebody when I could just take pictures of my feet?
Yeah,
and I can go do what the fuck I want to do.
But females are so much more than being sexualized. In my opinion, I hold females on the highest of pedals.
But understand, like I always say, like my mother always taught me, it's the difference between personal and business. What you might do in business does not have to be who you are personally.
But it's definitely a reflection.
It's going to be a reflection, but guess what? Politicians ain't shit. The preacher man ain't shit. You feel me? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, the preacher man ain't shit. But we still hold them to a whole regard. You feel me?
Yeah.
Take the Catholic Church for example. They really ain't shit. But to the average person, they ain't gonna talk down about them, are they?
Well,
you feel me?
I don't know about the average person, but
maybe the average. You feel me?
I certainly would.
Well, I'm saying the average. I'm put like this: the average Catholic or Roman Catholic church goer wouldn't speak down on. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like, all right, they might say just like certain artists and rappers. They be like, hey, when you see this motherfucker on the screen and everything, he this that way. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But behind the scenes, that motherfucker just cool, just as chill, laid back as could be. You feel me? Because they separated that business and personal, you feel me? Who they might be around in the studio and shit might not be who they be around when they go on vacation, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying, because I'm doing what I gotta do to make this bread and keep things rolling because people see me in this light and they know I'm attracted to it and they're willing to pay for my content or my business that I have, you feel me?
Yeah, I'm one of those people, though. I have a hard time separating character from that kind of thing. Because, I am who I am, and
right.
I like things done a certain way. So, like, if you were to approach me and be like, yo, we about to go, slap some hoes and shit like, we about to go pour some Cristal on these hoes. I'm like, I'm not doing shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I respect women way too much to ever, disrespect them. Even in a business sense, I wouldn't disrespect them. So find something else for me to do. For example, like Dave Chappelle said, one of the things that they wanted him to do was put on a dress. And he was like, fuck that, I ain't putting on no dress.
And actually, I thought about it and I caught him in a lie. Mm-hmm. Way back, I forgot. And it was something I was watching. The nigga made me realize the picture that he had. If you ever go back and look at Robin Hood Man in Tights,
Mm-hmm.
He was in that movie. He's got a fucking dress on.
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't Dave
But
Chappelle.
but
Then he was
but
just trying to get
but
started.
but that was his first big. That was a movie. Was in the movies. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
You feel me what I'm saying though?
Mm-hmm.
It was highly. I remember because we used to watch Martin. We had Martin reruns taped and everything. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing that commercial so much. You feel me? So just think about it. He's saying it now because people really probably don't think about that fucking movie.
Yeah,
But
but he actually
he
did.
put that fucking dress on.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm one of those people because he might not have thought that deeply about it then. Because there's a lot of shit that I've done that I ain't think deeply about.
But what I'm
either,
saying
man.
is, don't say that. Hey, you're never gonna put on a dress because it's in that light, because it's looked at it like that right now because of black men. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But because back then it wasn't looked like that back in '95 and '6 and '7. You feel
Yeah.
me? '8. You wasn't looking at it like that. You feel me? So you don't really think it's nothing wrong with it. Plus, nobody's gonna really remember this movie at all. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So like, you
Gotta
can
get
get
some
away
credit.
with it. You feel me?
Yeah.
In a sense of saying, people can bury that because when people talk about that shit and people do Dave Chappelle like breakdowns and everything, you never see anybody bring that movie up because I don't think people remember that movie.
They might not remember that. They might
And that's
not
what I'm saying.
care. Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. That's those be the movies and think like Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
The average person don't know his very first movie that he was in. He played a fucking faggot.
I don't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
6 Degrees of Separation. People don't see his.
Well,
He was.
Will Smith always could, even
But-
in the Fresh Prince, he
but
always
no,
did that.
but I
snap
know, but
thing
it
the
makes,
right way.
but it makes it so much sense though. You feel me? It's the movies that they know, or the shows, or the episodes that's kind of like, hate to say, not to say lost, but it's definitely out of sight, out of mind. Nobody's even thought about this. It's probably the person that's like the most detailed or pettiest person is like, hey. No, this nigga
Don't
was
forget when you
this.
did
Yeah,
that.
that's not. We're never gonna forget, nigga. Like I ain't forgot.
But it's a new age though. Like it's a new age because black people are becoming, and I love the fact that I can see this. Black people are becoming more conscious of what we're doing,
Good.
and
I'm
and
so
how
glad.
it reflects on other.
Exactly.
Like I saw my boy Carolina Red out there. He was like, "Yeah, I ain't never buying Jordans, and I'm trying to buy stocks."
And I'm keeping
I was
high.
like,
Hey,
"Yo,
hey,
I
hey,
like
and,
seeing
and,
that."
and guess what? And let's just all be honest. I love my nigga Red, and I'm honest. I don't give a fuck because that's a new wave that everybody's been getting on, and he finally done got on to it.
Let him ride that way.
But that's what I'm saying. But don't. This is my whole thing. I don't like when people get on a new wave.
And try
That's
to
a
make
good and try to make it
everybody
seem and then try to make it seem like nigga you been on that because no nigga you was just on a consumer side
Yeah.
by paying for all the extra bullshit and now that you're investing your money in stocks don't make it seem like you doing something bigger and better than everybody. I don't like when people do that.
Yeah, but first of all, I agree. I agree with you 90% on that. But I think it's necessary for us to make being a consumer uncool. Because the shit's not cool.
But
We
what
have
I'm
to
s-
figure out how to
But
make
what
that
I'm saying
uncool.
is make some money off the shit first.
Yeah.
You feel me? Before you say that, make some money off the shit. You feel me?
It's the right way. We definitely
It's
headed
the
right way.
It's doing things. That's why when you say doing things the right way, I totally 1,000% agree with you. It's about doing things the right way.
Yeah.
Like you feel me? Like it's so much shit that I could even say that I done goddamn did invested in and told niggas like, hey, and the niggas been like, hey, bro, you was right. This shit, I was like, well, nigga, I know that I was right.
Yeah.
You feel me? But
You gotta tell me if I was
yeah,
right.
you ain't gotta fucking tell me, and I'm not gonna make it an announcement because hey, I knew I was right when I fucking told you.
Yeah.
Like I can always tell niggas, if I tell you something and I elaborated on it very detailed, I've done the research. I probably watched countless hours of it. You feel me? And I probably did a test run myself. You feel me? I'm just trying to get you game because, like I tell niggas, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I got kids. So pretty much, money I make right now is going out towards business, kids, and bills. You feel me? So goddamn, like if I got them try something, I might spend $20 on it, but you got to spend it, bread to spend $200 on it. Nigga, I'm gonna tell you this because you can triple up. I doubled up, but you got the bread to make it triple up. You feel me? I might not got that 200 right now, but I got 20. Fuck it. I'll make 20 turn to 80, and I'll make that 80 turn to 160. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you might got that 2 to make it turn to 6 or 8 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
and blow it and not really worry about it because you feel me?
Yeah.
You up right now. So goddamn, that's what I'm telling motherfuckers. Like, look, bro, just because I'm telling you this, I'm not telling you to just try it because I want to see what's gonna happen. No, nigga,
I seen
this
it
is the
work.
wave, nigga.
Yeah.
Like Bitcoin. Like I had told niggas about Bitcoin way back.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Money Man first came out, that's what made me start really like paying attention to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And I noticed that Bitcoin had no virtual current, no, what you call it, had no trace to it. It had no digital footprint, no nothing. It was untraceable currency.
Yeah.
So niggas and scammers was literally, and drug dealers was literally taking their bread and buying fucking Bitcoin. And they didn't care about it. It was just like washing and laundering money because, okay, I might lose some of it, but I knew I was going to lose some of it. But it's in a fucking Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody can touch it. Nobody knows where it's at. None of that.
Yeah. Bitcoin is it's interesting because, in my opinion, it's still unstable. Even though a lot of people is going, trying to hop on
You
in
know
there.
why it's unstable? Because now they're just now making it where you have to scan your ID, you have to put in your information, you have to be verified, you have to take pictures and shit so they can see, hey, who's buying this fucking Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You feel me? Just like the Dogecoin that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's so low right now because there's no marketplace for it. You can't spend it anywhere. It's a
Mm-hmm.
new coin, virtual currency coming out. But the moment that it has value that it can be spent somewhere, the stock of it's gonna raise.
It's gonna raise, but then it's gonna become a little bit. It's not gonna be as uh, fluent as what people expected. So people love, like you said, drug dealers or whatever. They love the fact that they can wash their money
Well, see,
really.
now you can't because now most places like Coin Mama everywhere else when you buy, even when you go to the kiosk now,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them want you to scan your ID.
Yeah, they want to see where you got that money. Yeah.
Exactly, they want to see where, and that's what, and they did that especially with the deep web. Hey, shout out to all my niggas in the deep web. Hey, y'all get that money. Fuck that. Yeah, but goddamn, in the deep web, like it allowed niggas to really like be whole legit drug dealers and shit, hitmen and everything. And hey, nigga, give me 20,000. Nobody gonna know you sitting at 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if I scam you, it's no way for you to get it back because it's fucking untraceable currency. And I don't think the feds like that because now you can say, hey, nigga, we could do this business deal, but instead of you paying me 80,000 in cash or a check, nigga, just send me 80,000 in Bitcoin.
That's why it was so big when like Mark Cuban came out. It's like, yo, you want to buy tickets to the NBA game? They accept Bitcoin now. Like when more people come out and say they're going to accept Bitcoin, that's when it's going to be a little
And
bit
that's what
more.
I was trying to tell Red today. Like Elon Musk bought 1.5 billion. And
Mm-hmm.
you feel me? I said, goddamn, he said soon Bitcoin can be bought
Can
can
buy
be bought
Teslas.
Teslas.
Yeah.
So this is what I told him. He was like, but he bought the Dogecoin, he buying it too. I said, you gotta understand, he's giving it a place of value. If the Dogecoin can be bought with buy a Tesla, you feel me? Look at how many Teslas he can end up selling. Because the people that buy them houses, like he said, buy houses, cars, and everything off their stocks and bonds, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That they've made. So say it's a person that invests in Dogecoin, and he got like he made spent 2,000, and that 2,000 ends up going up and tripling. Now he got like 60, 80,000. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
He could take 40,000, and he could probably take another 20. He might got saved up in the bank. You feel me? And he could go buy a fucking Tesla.
Yeah.
It gives it a value. It gives it a place for you to spend it. And once you do that, that makes that company's stock go up even higher because you're giving it more ways for it to be bought.
Yeah. So, and then you can turn around and sell that Tesla or trade it for something that got a different
And
value.
then you can liquefy it and get actual cash,
Yeah.
and then you can buy right back the fucking Bitcoin that you just fucking spent.
But see, that's what I'm saying. When Bitcoin first came out, it was still so unstable because you couldn't take it out and do anything with it. It was
Yeah, you
just
couldn't. Yeah, you
trade it for
couldn't.
services or something like that. But
Well, I knew once Facebook said you could start goddamn using it for to buy ads and stuff like that,
mm-hmm.
they were accepting it for that. When Instagram, not Instagram, but when Cash App started saying, hey, you can buy Bitcoin on here, but you gotta verify your ID and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I knew Bitcoin was gonna really like go up. The problem is with Bitcoin, it's gonna always to me be unstable and up and down because it's a scammer's tool.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem, and it's a scammer, and it's a money laundering dream. Like, I'm just gonna be real
That
honest.
and a lot of people are scared of it because in the Bible they had that whole the earth is on one currency thing that's going to be a sign of end of days. So a lot of people are scared of it for that simple
But
fact.
but when you're reading a man-made Bible, of course they're gonna say that because these certain things were just. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Jesus ain't said it in red letters, then I'm not sure about it.
So I'm one of those. Like I said, I love the church, and
Exactly.
I just think a little bit different because,
Different.
in my
Exactly.
opinion, Jesus was black, and I'll tell everybody that. But like you said, the Bible was written by man, so there's going to be some mistakes there.
It's not even that. It's because they knew how life was gonna be for you. That's why I say so many people think about today when everything that you read and everything philosophical was thinking about tomorrow and the day after.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So many people are stuck on today. I don't give a fuck about today. Whatever's gonna happen today is gonna happen. It was already gonna happen. But I need to know, hey, if I make it to tomorrow and the day after, what do I need to do?
Yeah,
You feel me? I gotta think ahead because, and that's what the government. That's what I always say. This is what the government and the world government does. They know, hey, we got this, that, and that. These people are eating this food. You feel me?
mm-hmm.
Population is gonna be a certain way in certain places. They knew these kids in this generation were gonna be a lot smarter. You feel me?
We got to
That's
bring it
why they
back
came out
down.
with this technology and everything. They said we don't give a fuck about these baby boomers. These niggas gonna be gone after a while.
Mm-hmm.
So goddamn, guess what? We need to go ahead and get technology shit running. We need to go ahead and get it in schools. We need these young kids that's 3 and 4 years old. From there, from babies on up, we need to know what the fuck to do with it. So as they get older, we don't have to spend as much money in training as we do. Cause you know what? You'll learn how slow people are, computer wise, working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do the training classes, half of the 2 weeks, half of the first week is teaching people how to use the computer
Yeah,
and even learn how to use the system with logging in and certain shit like that. You feel me? And like I used to sit in like even work for Apple and shit like that. You feel me? Used to sit there and be like, how many people, and be amazed how many people are so fucking lost with working on a computer. I'm like, my nigga, how did you get this job?
yeah. You know how they got the job. It just had knew somebody.
Well, no, not even. Well, see, that's what's so crazy when it work from home jobs. Like you shit. The HR person might work in Oregon, and the goddamn office might be in New York somewhere. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah.
So like that's what it kind of levels it out. So it's like these people really didn't fucking really know how to use a computer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, bitch, how did you get hired? Because this is a computer technical job, so you had to know something. And then it's niggas like me sitting in class the first week. You know, we getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
This is so
when I'm walking around, I'm running to the store and shit because I already know how to do this. Nigga, what are we doing?
But that's who makes the decisions. I know you said that baby boomers and all these generations are going to be gone in the next 10, but that's who's making the decisions in the White House, and that's who's making the decisions at the top level.
And that's why I said it's times like this right now that we gotta take a stand because for one, there's no reason in North Carolina that marijuana should not be legal.
We got to take a stand. But my point by saying that that's who's running everything is because we can stand all damn day. If we ain't got no money to back us or stand on, then they gonna make us sit our asses back
But
down.
they don't got no money either. They just using government dollars.
Nah, them baby boomers got some money stashed up.
Nah, but what I'm saying, but see, that's because off of government money though. You feel me? They done been in the ranks for so many years coming up. You feel me?
Yeah.
They done figured out this person, or they done helped this person out, or maybe gave this realtor goddamn a little extra help. You feel me? So hey, I'll cut you in on a couple of deals, or I'll show you how to do this or that. You
Well,
feel
the,
me?
the difference between those generations is that's why you always hear, those tighten your boots and all the other cliches that they be trying to throw out. Is because when they went to school, they came out and got a job and was making $30 an hour, and they only paid, let's say, $2,000-$3,000 to go to school for all 4 years, and then they came out, bought a house for $40,000, and now that house is worth $200,000. So they made money from doing basic shit where, you know, now they done ran the price up on all these houses, and we
But see,
still trying to
also,
catch up.
but also credit requirements. Certain things were a lot lenient more back in the day
Yeah,
versus it was now. And that's another thing I say too as well. Older folks be talking shit, and I'd be like, "Well, look, you guys had a lot lesser lenient stipulations that we do right now. And for one, it's because of bad debt. For two, country bad debt.
Yeah.
For two, mismanagement of funds from banks and other places that's trying to catch back up on money. So now they're real tight because they're like, hey, we need people that we know are going to pay back. For three, the economy as far as a whole, it wants a worker mentality. It doesn't want a boss. It wants you to have to risk, sell your soul, or forfeit everything for you to actually prosper.
And there's a fourth one there, which is the education system became too expensive for us to go there.
To me, that's a given anyway because how can I say, before we even thought about going to college has been said it's too expensive to go to. You feel me? So I already feel like that's already a given.
Yeah, but I'm saying we still have to live in those same. So for us to get a job, a lot of jobs that I saw when I first came out of college was like you have to have a 4-year degree and 3 years of experience.
Right.
Those same, you go on there and look now, those people come out of college, they'll see something that says you have to have a 4-year degree and 3 years of
Right.
experience, and this job is going to pay you $20 an hour, which is ridiculous after all that.
Because I got to have all this just to make $20.
Yeah, which is crazy. So that's why I think we're struggling at with that. So that's why I'm almost to the point where I'm like, at a certain point, that whole student debt forgiveness is going to be necessary because it's just how they should set it
But
up.
my whole thing is, you got average people right now that can't get business loans or can't get loans that you can actually have, interest rates to, that you can actually, another person you can put interest rates to because they're student loans. You feel me?
Yeah.
If you get rid of student loans, like you said, that wipes away a lot of America's debt and problems as far as credit history.
But then who's it going to hurt? Who is that going to really hurt?
We don't give a fuck about the institutions.
But I'm saying, but who? Like, if you were to say, let's forgive all the student loans, who does that hurt besides maybe Navient or something like that?
But we don't. But that's what I'm saying. As if I'm the government, they're a company anyway. You feel me? Fuck them. Smash them and create more.
But they're backed by like some of Navient's loans or Department of Education loans.
So some of that shit you gonna have to eat.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you got ties with those type of businesses or those type of lending, college lending funds, you're gonna have to eat that. It's over with. You feel me? Just go ahead and accept it.
Yeah, he just need to go ahead and forgive it.
You feel me? That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna of debt that he needs
exactly. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. You gotta eat that shit. Cause think about it. If the average, all right, so American might be paying $400-500 a month in fucking school loans. You feel me? Some more. You feel me? That can afford it. You feel me? If you take that extra, say a doctor. I'm taking a doctor because we know they got student loans out the ass. You feel me? Their average payment might be like $1,200 a month. You feel me? If you wipe that shit away, that's $1,200 to $1,800 more than a doctor or somebody might spend in consumer.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I'm 100% in agreement with that. Yeah. I know that's what's gonna. Same time, you have to be careful because when that doctor has $1,200, $1,800 more, they're gonna want a bigger house, and that's gonna be when people start buying up houses.
And that's cool, but guess what you're doing? You're still generating though. You're still generating money because you know why? Like I said, everybody's got to have somewhere to live. You feel me? And think about it. If you got a bigger house, you got to buy more shit to put into it, which means you're still gonna go to the furniture company. You feel me? Anything home electronics or anything manufactured. You feel me?
Yo, if anybody's local in St. Paul's, make sure that's one of the first things they try to go out and do is go buy a house right now.
Yeah.
Because they're about to see these prices skyrocket.
Yeah.
I see.
When Corona's over with, this shit's gonna go up.
There's a shortage of houses on the market, and that's why you see out. The one thing I'm trying to do is figure out how to buy some real estate.
Yeah.
I know people are in the stocks and everything like that. All billionaires will tell you real estate is where it's at.
It's the cash cow. It's the king because everybody needs somewhere to live.
It's a lot less risk.
It is.
So,
Because all you do is fixing up a house and wait for somebody to buy it.
yeah. But to buy it, rent it out. The rent about to skyrocket.
And it was so crazy with Airbnb to being the way it is and things like that, you can literally make the bread back or probably even more doing it as an Airbnb than you would selling the fucking house over a time.
So we went to Georgia last summer, and it was a nice ass house. It had like 7 bedrooms in it, and finished basement, things like that. me being me, first thing I did when I walked in the door is let me get on Zillow and see how much this house
The
was.
word for hell yeah. I
Like
gotta know.
200. I think it was 280,000. And I walked in the house and the floor was on level, and I'm like, you can't sell this house first of all because the rest of the houses around here, you wouldn't get no more money. So, and then you would also have to fix the structure in it. So I'm like, it makes sense that they turned it into an
Airbnb.
Airbnb, and they made what 1,700, and that was just with us for the
So
weekend.
just imagine how many.
And they
You
had
feel
somebody
me?
else leaving right before us. So
Exactly.
you made your mortgage payment in a day.
In a day.
So I'm like, that
That's
woman,
what I'm saying. Like it just.
black
That's.
woman, I loved it.
But it was this guy on Clubhouse, and he was put us on game. And it was a whole bunch of us in a room. Like it was just a room they made. You feel me?
Hold on, I'll back up. Let me know what Clubhouse is, because I'm not
All right.
100% sure
So
what it
for
is.
all my people that don't know what Clubhouse is, Clubhouse is a place where you can actually, it's cap on there. I can't say it's people that are capping, but there's a lot of places where it's kind of like TED Talks, but on a mobile phone, where you literally can get free game from people, or even if somebody might got game, but it also has a service or can help you out. It's people, like you can gain a lot of knowledge.
Okay.
You can do a lot of networking. You could end up doing a lot of great things on Clubhouse.
So it's like those chat rooms that we used to have.
Yeah.
Something similar.
Something like that. But here, you're hearing people talk. Like, people can actually dilate in conversation. They can kind of debate if they need to. You feel me? Like, it really, like, gets you into rooms, like, say, with top flight people, you feel me? And if you sit there, you can pretty much, answer questions and talk to this person. Like, these people, like, live face-to-face. Not say live face-to-face, but, you know, can literally be in the same room, in the same space with them and say, hey, nigga, we can bounce each other out in front of everybody. You feel me?
That's dope. How you get in the Clubhouse though?
Just send me your don't worry about it. Just make a username, download the app, make a username, and I'll let you in.
I got you.
Like, when I say it's a gentleman that sent me all the templates. I just gotta figure that shit out, what I'm doing and what I got. They gave me the templates to, like, the credit repair that I can mail out to people to get my shit done. Like, templates that people be, like, dying to look for, or be paying lots of. Then he just sent me the shit. He said, because he's writing a book. He wrote a book. He said, as soon as he get published, he said, all this shit can no longer be. He said, I can't give out free game no more. He said, because they won't let me. He said, so I'm really trying to give out niggas free game and sending templates and telling niggas what to do with the shit now. He said, because once this shit go published, once the book published, I can't do this no more.
Yeah,
So I felt, so that was like some genuine shit. Because he gave me game. He sent me a couple of, like, books for me to read in PDF version and shit. Like, he sent me that. He was like, bro, just read it. He's like, once you kind of figure it out or get somebody to help you figure it out, he's like, it's going to really help you out. He's like, this shit that niggas charging $400 and $500 for. He said, these paper, your templates I gave you, he's like, niggas charging $200 and $300 per page for. You feel me? So for, like, him to do that, like, and you'll literally meet these type of people, because they'll be moderators. And, like, you could talk to certain people. Like, I can say, I ain't really with all that everybody talking, you feel me? But if I see they real, I'll go to their Instagram, send them a message and shit. And if they respond, they respond. If they don't, you feel me? I know they ain't about what they say they was. Because you hear a lot of people say, hey, we're in here to help, and just DM me and shit. And you'll never get any DM from them. Unless it's somebody they just, like, say, hey, send me a DM, I'm DMing you right now. But other than that, they be like, hey, hit me my DM if you ever need help. And you might send something, but you might not get something back. But then you got some people you gonna hit in their DM that when they finally get to you, they hit you back. Like, it's niggas on there I could turn you on that's turning black people on how to get into the weed game, and you only gotta be in the same state. You feel me? Or how to get dispensaries and shit. You feel me?
That's gonna be a lick whenever.
Exactly, and that's one reason why I'm trying to get people into Clubhouse, because for one, I want people to see that it's other black people out here that's very successful, and for two, it's other people that's out here willing to invest and team up with other black folk and don't know nothing about you.
That's that proof of concept that we're not crabs in a barrel.
Exactly.
That's what we need.
Exactly. It's a huge, and you might see niggas get a little argument or kind of getting their feelings a little bit just because you know how people are, and men just being men and females being females. But at the end of the day, like, most people in there are there to help you. Like, they are really, like, giving you free game and shit that most people have to pay or get consultants for. You feel me? Like, it's people that you can literally goddamn, that you might not even know is a credit guru. You feel me? That she got a profile, he got a profile, and they whole website or number right here, or they telling you DM me. Like, they telling you this, you feel me?
Oh, that's a good
Like it's
start
helping
to
their
link.
business, but they like really like the genuine people that you're not gonna see or the average day that's like on a Google ad or anything. You feel me? That's really out there to like help you.
Hmm.
Like Elon Musk got on that bitch and shut it down one day. Like this, like he has so many people trying to listen that they had to open up back rooms where people was goddamn opening up rooms and having the phone up to the actual room
Yeah,
or they speaker just so they could hear this nigga talk.
that's crazy.
Like you feel me? Like the shit is real. People like niggas have made kind of like Clubhouse, kind of. How could I say?
Chatty patty ish.
Yes, and also I mean it's where you can go goddamn see the top flight thoughts. The goddamn Instagram baddies, the shorties getting flown out and all that.
I ain't
You can have
interested
those.
in
That's
none
what I'm
of
saying.
them.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the beautiful thing. Like Clubhouse has a little bit for everything, but then they got black conservative rooms. They got black Democrat rooms. You feel me? They got like a lot. It just depends. You feel me? What you're really looking for.
Yeah.
If you want to have a sports talk where you just want to be in a room where niggas talking about the Lakers this year and shit. You feel me? They got rooms for that. You feel me? Where people have made rooms.
That's what's up.
Like 21 Savage done be on there. Like Joe Budden done be on there and goddamn niggas be getting into it.
You know,
Like,
I'm a fan of Joe.
hey, yeah, shout out to Joe, man. That's my guy, man. Niggas think Joe's crazy, but Joe, I don't think you're crazy. I think you got a lot of fucking sense. You just really say that shit in a lot of different
Yeah,
ways.
he's awkward, and I like that. But he keeps it real.
He do.
Yeah.
The only reason why I feel like niggas don't like Joe is because he's a nigga that's gonna say it on the camera, on the microphone, and to your face. And the average artist don't like
They
that.
can't deal with that.
They can't deal with that shit. And he be like, "Well, what's up, nigga? I'm with all the fuck shit." Sometimes Joe be acting like a little bitch,
Yeah.
but that's just because I feel like he be being sarcastic, and he be like, "Look, nigga, I don't want no beef. I'm just old Joe."
Yeah,
Like,
he is. I like that about him though. The fact that he just trying to keep it real, and that's not keeping it real is not a beef.
it's not.
I'm not a
It's not at
person
all.
like like I said, me in high school and me now, two completely different people.
Yeah,
Like I'm a lot calmer now, and it's a lot harder because I'm not beefing with anybody.
facts.
It's gonna be really hard to get you to beef with me because I just don't have time for that. I'm more
Yeah,
interested.
that's how I be feeling too, bro.
Only person I'm beefing with is Ben Frank.
Exactly.
So,
And tell that motherfucker I'm looking for
I've
him.
been tasting
And
that
tell
mother
that
around and
motherfucker I'm
said,
telling you. That motherfucker I'm looking for him.
yeah.
Man, it's just, before we wrap it up and shit, how can I say? I just feel like as a whole, we gotta take responsibility. For two, people gotta stop saying, hey, you're talking, but you're not doing no action. But the thing is, you got a lot of people out here that's about that shit, but you got so many Judases. You got so many people that act like they're gonna be about that shit until it's that time.
Yeah, you're right.
That the real niggas is like, hey, until I see a bunch of people like, hey, on the same shit that I'm on, I'm not about to waste my breath or put myself in a position to be a martyr.
Yeah.
Cause there's no point. Cause I feel like it's a lot of martyrs that we've had, and it's nobody that's followed up behind it. You feel me? Like I feel like until it's a mass collective, you feel me? I feel like you're gonna have that brother like us, brothers like us that can speak. We know we see the vision and shit. We feel you, but we know we only two people,
Yeah.
and to fight situations, and especially economical and political and social issues, it takes more than two people.
Yeah, it's gonna
It
take
takes
a
more than
lot
10
more than two
people.
people.
You feel me? So I feel like we got families, you got certain ways of living. So it's not the fact that you don't want to say you're not risking or you don't want to waste time, but you don't want to waste life kind of putting your life on pause
Yeah.
for niggas that's not gonna come together as a collective. And I know that's bad to say, but I mean, we only get one life to live, so you gotta
Yeah,
kind of.
so many niggas are scared to stick their hand out because they worried about it getting chopped off or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I heard Ross say the other day, if you putting out something that, I like, I'm going to hit that like button. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If I respect you and it's something that you're trying to do to improve, I'm going to hit that like button.
Exactly.
Because it's free. Some of that stuff is, what I mean? It's
free.
not costing you nothing to give somebody a thumbs up, a heart, or a share,
Right.
stuff like that. Like, it's just support. It's all love. Like, it's a lot of money out there. like we've been talking about money in real estate, money in Bitcoin and stocks, and you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to start trucking companies and stuff like that.
See, that's what I'm starting to do now. Learn how to become a dispatch. I want to start doing, start doing a dispatch.
Yeah,
Because I really realized, like, you literally just finding niggas loads
yeah.
and just kind of negotiating for a little extra bread or something.
There's a million ways to make money out there. Like,
It
ain't
is.
no need for you to be crabs in a barrel.
I
You
just feel
know
like it's no reason sometimes like to have a 9 to 5 if you have that will and that drive to like go figure it out.
that Dame Dash mentality.
Yeah, like that's why like when especially like when Joe said he's like all my niggas that so want to be entrepreneurs and shit, and that's when he made me really realize like that's what made me want to come back home was like yo I'm just gonna goddamn travel. My mom's and pop's crib is paid for, everything's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta get a couple things fixed around there, and goddamn I can stack up bread and goddamn live. He said nigga just if you gonna goddamn be something, if you want to be your own brand, your own person, nigga, you gotta goddamn quit your job and weather the storm.
Ain't nobody gonna make shit happen like you gonna make it happen. Ain't
Facts.
nobody gonna fight for your money and your ambitions
And
and
that's
dreams
exactly
like
what he was saying.
harder than you is. That's just facts and simple as it is. You gonna
Promise
have
you.
to fight for your own shit. Like everybody, oh, we make all this money and I can't take it with me. I'm not trying to take it with me. If I pull up to my funeral with a Brinks truck, be
Yeah.
happy because you're gonna see one
Yeah.
of my daughters drive away in that shit,
That's
and they
facts.
gonna live good. So I mean, it's about generational wealth, and I'm very keen on that. I can care less how much money you see me spend today, because you see me in Family Dollar with some busted Jordans. I got 20 pairs sitting right there that I ain't never put
Facts.
my foot
Feet
in.
in.
So you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So I can care less about that kind of stuff now.
And that's what I'm saying. Material shit, we just gotta kind of. I feel like we gotta get out of that shit
Hmm.
and kind of put ourselves more into. Hey, fuck this. You know what? I'll get this later. Let me try this out real quick. You feel me?
Yeah,
Let me see if this can do something for me. Like, and I guess we gotta start worrying about today because I feel like we're so worried about today when we kind of like prepare for tomorrow and the day after.
hmm,
That I feel like life would be a whole lot better. Cause not even that I understand. My mom used to always tell me that she's like, she's like, y'all always worry about today, but I'm thinking about tomorrow.
hmm.
She's like, cause what should come back for tomorrow if you fuck up today?
Yeah,
I said, and as she got older, I used to always put it stand in the back of my head. I'm like, she's right, cause if I fuck up today, I really don't have a comeback today. So
yeah.
what am I gonna do?
That shit hit different though sometimes.
Yeah, it really, really do though. Like, so I feel like we kind of like we only live in day to day. So I feel like once we kind of stop doing that and just like really just like pay attention to what we're supposed to like be doing, I feel like things would get a lot better around here.
Yeah, that's how I measure my success on what job my daughter first has.
Right.
So if she's going out there, start her own business fresh out of school, high school, college, whatever she chooses to do, and she's able to do that with zero debt, my job has been done.
Yes, of
So
course. That's why I always tell my kids, hey, look, man, you either gonna go to college or you're gonna figure out an entrepreneur because you got to pick either one because you just can't sit here and then figure it out. No, nigga, we gonna have you 15, 16. Hey, nigga,
you gotta be
what you
rolling.
what you want to do?
You gotta be cooking.
Exactly. Something's got you got to put it on boil or something, bitch. Because I didn't know what you're gonna do. Because guess what? I ain't saying you gotta leave here, but you gotta have something to figure out. I said, because nigga, by the time you're 25, I need to know.
So you giving your sons a lot more leeway than I gave my daughters. I told them by the time they're 15, they better have some kind of idea of how they gonna make some money.
So see, so that's what's so crazy. The kids of this generation, I don't think we gotta worry about that because they're so enticed with money and they want shit that they're gonna figure it out anyway. And plus, the computer is gonna allow them to figure out their own
Yeah,
jobs.
they can use them up the back
Like you
end.
say, they can start their own clothing lines, everything now. You feel me? And they don't even have to have bulk in stock or anything. You feel me?
Yep.
They can just goddamn make the designs, have them motherfuckers print press and boom, send it out.
I ain't touching nothing.
Exactly. You
That's
feel
just
me?
way.
And this is just now in 2021. So in fucking 2031, we already know things are gonna be even more advanced. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm not really worried about them figuring out how they're gonna make money. I just need to know, hey, are you fucking lazy? Are you a dummy?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I gonna need somebody to give you a pep talk to help you along your way?
Yeah.
Or do I need to invest in you and help you putting you in these right places to goddamn so you can take these smarts that you've already shown me throughout these, your teen years to put you in position.
Yeah.
Because for one, I feel like we gotta know who our kid is.
We got to put him in position to grow either way, though. We got to be in a good
And
position.
that's what I'm saying. When I feel like when you know your kids, if you know your kid has the potential to be a Fortune 500 person, when you need to kind of like start mentality, like you need to. And people be saying you're hard on your kids, you're doing too much. No, then this is the mentality you need to have. This is the way of thinking that you need to have.
I think every kid is a Fortune 500 mentality.
No, and that's the problem that we have.
Nah,
Everybody's not a boss. You have to understand who's the weakling. The weakling is the worker. Whoever the weakling is, that's the worker. I'm not saying that he can't be somebody of significance, but he's the one who's going to have to work his way up.
So how smart do you think somebody like what's the girl that got all the rainbows and stuff name just came out as gay? Joe something like that. The word of bows.
Mm-hmm.
I forget. I'm gonna remember her name in a little bit, but I personally don't think like she's the smartest person in the world. She just knows how to have fun and market and things like that.
But she's actually means she's good at marketing. She understands people. She understands what people like. She understands what attracts. You feel me? She has a gift. Just because it might not be in math or anything like that. You feel me?
But,
She has a gift.
but there's so many people. But the point that I'm trying to make, I'm not trying to be long-winded, is
You're good.
every kid has a gift.
But is it a boss's gift?
JoJo Ty, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Hey, you ain't got little girl, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it's like the little kid that's out there. Spot him, got him. Me and my daughter like talking about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Shout out Spot on God,
he's
got them
good- he's
dance
good
going
funny.
crazy.
But yeah, so like I'm saying, there's ways for everybody to make money and be successful. Yes, you got to know your kid and figure out which avenue it is.
Exactly.
And yes, I think everybody has a fortune because Russell Simmons said that he didn't have a real defined talent. He just knew how to help other people work for him.
But
And
that was his talent, though.
yeah,
And he had to realize that. And being in the music business, that's all it is. You're getting other companies of significance, you feel me, to work with you to help this one other individual that I'm working with.
yeah, but knowing your kid is just helping them identify whatever that talent may be, and in that embracing that talent can make them a Fortune
But
500. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, that's very, very true. But if they don't give you that type of, you feel me, if by 15, 16 they're not giving you that type of feeling or win, you feel me? Well, hey, look, nigga, we need to get you ready for the 9 to 5 and the work. You feel me? Because I'm not saying that you might not figure it out later, but right now, this is what might be a part of your life. Like, I just feel like we got to be kind of realistic. We all want the best for our kids,
Yeah.
but we all got to be realistic at the same point too. You feel me? Like at the beginning, like me in the beginning of my life, I was not my brain capacity was not who it was at 18 or 25. Like some people are right now. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like at the end of the day, my mama knew I was gonna have to work a 9 to 5. She knew I hated school. She knew I was going to college, but she knew I was just going because it was gonna lead up to other money. You feel me? Bigger bread. But she knew I hated that shit. So when I got in an accident and got jammed up and shit and got hurt and everything, she was like, "Look, nigga, you ain't going back to school, so you need to work. You gotta find out what you're gonna do.
Figure out something out.
You feel me? You gotta figure it out." Like she used to always say, and before she passed, she used to always say, "Hey, I'm not worried about you if I ever leave this earth." She said, "Because I know you're gonna figure it out."
Because she raised you right.
Exactly. Like she knew it. Like she said, my brother. She's like, "Hey, my brother." She said, "I'm glad he got his wife." She's like, "Cause Sierra's not gonna let them drown or anything." You feel me? So like she wasn't worried. She said, "With you, I'm not worried about." She said, "Because you're gonna do or you're gonna learn or figure it out what it do to take to survive
You a hustler all day, every day.
all day."
Love that about
Like,
you.
like I don't give a fuck if I gotta work a 9 to 5. I don't care. I gotta work a 9 to 5, but I'm gonna learn a system to where it's gonna work in my favor.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't give a fuck where I'm at, a job, no matter what. But I just know I gotta learn the system and learn what not to do, and kind of walk the thin lines and find the right manager or supervisor. Like, look, nigga, let me put you to the side here. Look, you can do this, but you can't do this. Okay, you can do this all day. I don't give a fuck if you do this, but this right here, you can't do this because it's gonna get me fucked up. And if I get fucked up, I gotta let you go. So like, so as long as I can do what I want to do, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, guess what? I don't look at a job and people be like, oh, it comes with a 401k and all that shit. Bruh, fuck that 401k. I'm really trying to build my 401k so I can take money from it and invest it. You feel me?
That's the
Like,
worst thing you can do,
no.
man.
But what I'm saying is
You gotta
check it.
stack. You gotta
But
split your money up.
but no, what I'm saying is I'm trying to take so all right, so check it. It's bread sitting there, you feel me? But it's a vested balance too as well, you feel me? That's the money I'm trying to stack up in my vested balance so I can, you feel me, borrow from myself from that because the other money is still sitting there in my 401k. That's what I like about like Spectrum, right? They have pretty much like two 401ks, you feel me? And they take the bread out and it splits. You feel me? They have one that sits there that you can't touch at all, that just builds and builds, you feel me? And this one is like a regular 401k that builds, but you know it still has a vested balance to it. You
Yeah.
feel me? They won't even let you touch that until it even equals up $1,000. You feel me? Like, you know, most companies be like, hey, bitch, if it's $25, you can go ahead and start taking it out today. You feel me?
You can get.
They won't let you touch. Yeah, they won't even let you touch it until it's $1,000. You feel me? So like, I'm cool with that. But my whole thing is, I've never planned to work a job 30 years. You feel me? Like I know I'm going to eventually figure it out. You feel me? Like, and even if I had to work a job 30 years, I'm saying that's a job 30 years. Like maybe by 35, I'll be cool. We be like, hey, because by the time I get 65, 62, I'm gonna quit this shit anyway.
So just my opinion. If you ever want to take money out your 401k, number one, make sure that whatever that percentage is that it tells you that your 401k money is making, whatever you're about to invest in, make sure it's better than that percentage.
Right.
Because 401k money is compounding. So the more money you put in there, the easier the back end is going to be.
Right.
So the earlier you can get in there. If you get in there at 20, 21, it's a lot better than getting in there by leaps and bounds and getting there at 25.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm.
Well, that's why with this job, the way it is, like that's why I said until I can figure it all the way out, I'm gonna keep this job because the benefits real good. They separate the 401ks. They're like, hey, look, nigga, you can still save money, and you can save money in both areas. And if something goes down, we still got one for you to pull out of. You feel me? So like I know I can take some money from this job and invest into me having my own. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Some niggas don't want to work a 9 to 5 because they're like, damn, I got to give up my time and shit. But I feel like if you're gonna do that, you need to learn technology. Because if you can learn technology, you can get a $17 to $18 hour job that's gonna at least kind of make it worthwhile in the midst of this. You feel me? That's why I say I don't want to work $10, $12. That's like I feel like if that's the case, I can just go sit at the trap all day. Like you feel me? Like I'm just I don't and I hate to think like that, but why would I go give up my time and then for $10, $12 for 8 hours a day, I could have probably made double to that.
Yeah. I mean, there's avenues. Like I said, to me, the most important thing is having a plan. So whatever you're doing, whether it's a 9 to 5 making $8, as long as you got a plan, then you'll be good to go.
And that's what I'm saying. Cause you just gotta have. That's why I say take the nine. Cause that's why I said I don't mind taking the 9 to 5. That's what my manager said. He said. Cause I even told my manager the other day. I said, hey, who was talking to me? I said, hey, I'm trying to quit my job in 6 months. I said I don't even plan to be here in 6 months. I said the way I'm trying to live my life. And he was like, I commend you for that. He said more. I'm praying that you don't. He said I'm praying that you do. He said more power for it. He said as a matter of fact, this is even more reason to use this job as a catalyst to fulfill your other dreams.
Yeah.
So and when he said that, it made me feel good because Mr. Bobby a black person, you know, he a nigga. So it made me feel good that he was like, you know, most people be like, well, why would you want to quit your job? You know, all the other shit. That nigga said, hey, I hope you get to quit your job.
Yeah,
that's encouragement for me. You feel me?
Love that. Yeah.
Like he said, he was like, hey, so you need to use this job to catapult what you want to do in life. So when he told me that, I was like, damn, bro, like that really like made me
hit home.
because you don't have a lot of black folks tell you that, just especially by them working because there's so much company people. You feel me, when they get to a certain position, that nigga was like, hell, I hope you quit your job and quit this motherfucker in 6 months. You feel me, like. That's what made me realize, like, you know what? If I can do this shit, I just got to figure it out. That's when I started looking at the dispatching shit. I realized that the dispatch, you learn dispatch. You know, we know a few niggas that drive trucks and companies and shit. You feel me? Boom. Say you got them doing 5 loads a day, and goddamn, they might be at 800, anywhere from 8 to 2,200. You feel me? Just pulling the cars. You getting 7 to 10% of that. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's like I said, boom. If it's $2,200, that's a quick $220 you done made right there off of one truck. That's more than you've made in one day, even working at 17, 18 on an hour job.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, if you can do that, and that's why I say if I go back to the country where things are a little cheap, just like Jewish and white folks do, they go back where the house is paid for
Mm-hmm.
and everything else. So even black folks of up north and other places of significance that understand and get their pride out of the way,
Yeah.
they got them gonna go back. They know they can stack up bread because they're making more money than they spending out in bills,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easier to go because I want a house at the beach.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck this. I know house insurance is higher there, so I know down payment's gonna be a little bit higher as well too. So I know I need to save money. I'm not gonna save money living in Greensboro. That's a bigger goddamn city.
And
Spending bread
yeah,
out
it's a
more and more
lot
on
more
apartments and
expensive.
stuff. Exactly. Like I didn't understand it because pride was in the way, but now the more and more you remove pride, the more and more you understand money.
Yeah. It don't mix.
Yeah, they
What
don't.
they say.
They don't.
I ain't never seen a what Styles P say. I ain't never seen money that a man can't waste.
Yeah,
It makes perfect sense.
exactly.
And Jadakiss, you can't mix money with stupidity.
You can't.
You can't
You
do
really can't.
it.
You really can't. Like the moment you really remove your pride from money, well, I guess not from money, but the time you separate those two, you'll start seeing things that a whole lot difference. And I could also say, people's opinion. That's the last thing that should be on the list that people care about. Before we go,
I
that's the
agree.
last thing I'm gonna say. Really, like the opinion of people is not worth missing out on great shit, things that could better your life, things that could make you happy, all because you're gonna look like shit in the beginning. Like anytime you're gonna end up being great, you're gonna look like shit in the beginning.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna look like nothing's working out. It's gonna look like nothing's progressing. You're probably gonna feel stagnant as fuck. And then as things start to pan out for themselves, all that opinion turns into congratulations.
Hmm. Yeah. Just like starting a small business. You're gonna start losing money the first year, but after you get all that built up, you're gonna run. Gotta crawl before you walk.
Got to. Man, it was a blessing, man, chopping it up with you, man. Damn, I ain't know we went this long, man. It was just, I feel like people definitely gonna need to hear this shit, man. Definitely can't wait to do this again, man. This time I got them, I forgot my shit, man. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Probably rushing. Me being high and stupid. I be doing that sometimes. Be having moments. Be having high moments. But hey, that's what Glow do. That's what Jones do. Hey, but you already know. Go follow Big Glow Podcast. Subscribe. Download. Goddamn, hit the like button. Leave a rating. 5.0. We 5-star niggas. So I need a 5-star rating. If you don't like it, we don't care. Hit the dislike button and still say fuck you. Goddamn, it's your boy, Jones. Goddamn Big Glow. Follow me. Glow Plug Promotions. Glow underscore plug underscore promotions. Goddamn, I'm on Facebook. Jared Leach. I use my real government there. My family members and shit, they can find me because I be laying low. And goddamn, just, tap in with me. If you want to be on the show, shit, just hit me. I talk about everything. Oh, and if you're a stripper, in adult entertainment business, anything like that, OnlyFans shorty, I definitely want you to hit me up because I really, really want to talk to you guys. I'm like, really just want to understand you guys. I really do. Plus, I'm intrigued. Man, hey, before we go, you got anybody you want to shout out, man?
Nah, shout out to everybody, especially like I said, shout out to black women. I love all black women.
Yeah.
Shout out my wife. She knows she is, and my kids, and family, everybody.
Man, you already know what it is. And oh, yeah, shout out to black people in general. We love you. Minorities, people in minority, we love you. White folks, understand, we love you because we're all the same. It's just that you guys have had your 15 minutes of fame, and now it's just time for us to kind of take the flack for whatever guys you feel like we're separating. If you feel like we're being anti-Semitic, it doesn't matter.
No,
We don't really care.
there's nothing. Before you go, there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with being pro-black. Being pro-black is not being anti-white.
Exactly. Because guess what? Newsflash. White people, we are black people. Guess what? We're out of here, fool. Be good and be blessed.